Welcome to the William Mattar Thursday Night Lights, live on MyTV Buffalo, presented by the Final Outlet.
An annual rivalry kicks us off tonight on a new season of high school football here on Thursday Night Lights as the Wilson Lakemen make the short journey to Newfane to take on the Panthers. Beautiful night for high school football alongside the coach, Scott Pilkey. Brian Tripp, delighted to be with you. And Scott, always great to be back here in the booth and a great matchup to start our season.
Yeah, it's going to be a spread versus size today. It's going to be a real physical and fun game to watch.
You mentioned that physicality. Let's dive right into this matchup. Our key players for this game for Wilson, Brock Lepsch, leading tackler last year, an anchor of that defense for the Lakemen, but he's going to become a bigger part of the offense in 2024.
Very, very solid all-around football player. Should be fun to watch tonight.
So that is for Wilson going against that high-octane Newfane Panthers offense. They need to replace Nate Snow at quarterback. Matt Capon is the guy to do it. He's a true dual-threat QB.
Not only is he a great dual-threat QB, his father played here back in the day, so there's some lineage in here on this field tonight.
A lot of history between these two schools, between these two teams. And now let's look at tonight's The Vinyl Outlet keys to the game. The Vinyl Outlet, Western New York's best porch, deck, and fenced installations. Scott?
Keys to the game for us tonight. Wilson's a big-sized team. They want to control the clock and eliminate the dual-threat quarterback for Newfane. On the Panthers side of the ball, they want to spread the field and get big plays. It's going to be an exciting game tonight. It's going to be punch versus excitement. It's going to be a great one to watch.
These two rivals, the last 6 meetings, Wilson has won the last 5, but 4 of the last 6 decided by 10 points or less. It was a 2-point game a year ago. They kick off the season tonight. It's Wilson and Newfane. A gorgeous night for high school football. The law office of William Mattar's Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Vinyl Outlet, kicks off when we come back.
At Firth Jewelers, we believe in the power of individuality. Our curated collection features one-of-a-kind pieces that express your unique style. From bold and statement-making to delicate and elegant, our wide selection has something for everyone. Discover your perfect piece and go forth to Firth Jewelers.
At Express Windows, you can get high-quality vinyl double-hung windows starting at only $329. And for a limited time, buy 3, get 1 free on Energy Star most efficient triple-pane windows. Express Windows. Fast, easy, affordable.
In every community, there are people fulfilling a calling that's more than work.
They're direct support professionals.
They're the champions who empower people to achieve their full potential.
It's not just a job. It's about making a real difference.
Join us in a career where your impact means you help someone grow and learn.
Where you're not just going to work.
You're becoming a part of someone's world.
Become a direct support professional.
And build a career with meaning.
It's more than work.
It's your calling.
At Express Windows, you can get high-quality vinyl double-hung windows starting at only $329. And for a limited time, buy 3, get 1 free on Energy Star most efficient triple-pane windows. Express Windows. Fast, easy, affordable.
Hey football fans, kick off the season with great style and savings at Firth Jewelers. Save big with Western New York's largest single-store collection of jewelry and lean on the over 200 years of expertise with 4 generations of experience. When you're thinking of jewelry, go forth to Firth.
Judge Millian doesn't mince words.
Why aren't you stopping the behavior if it's happening right in front of you?
She cuts to the chase.
I think you're misreading the law a little bit.
Really? Compassionate.
You should be mad at one person, and that's him. When did something happen that made you feel uncomfortable?
She never accepts disrespect.
Stop your nonsense, or we will be escorting you out.
Watch Justice for the People with Judge Millian.
Weekdays on MyTV Buffalo.
The Newfane Panthers at home here tonight to kick off a new season. Led the Panthers last year to a 6-3 record. Battled injuries down the stretch. Got off to that 6-0 start. They look to duplicate that here in 2024. And tonight they'll have to do that against their rivals, the Wilson Lakemen. Led once again by Bill Atlas in his 17th season as head coach. And this is a team that last year made it all the way to the big stadium. They finished 7-3 in 2023.
Really, both great coaches, quality programs, small schools, but this rivalry is going to set it off tonight. Great great kickoff for the beginning of a brand new season.
Speaking of that kickoff, it's brought to you by Costanzo's. Costanzo's Kickoff, brought to you by Costanzo's Bakery. Brian Tripp, we've got the coach, Scott Pilkey, with us. 75 degrees and sunny, and Thursday Night Lights is underway as Wilson will return the opening kickoff. Huff has to track it down for the Lakeman back at his own 2-yard line. Good coverage here by Newfane, but Huff able to escape a couple of would-be tacklers and carries it out to the 28-yard line. He is brought down by Aaron Watkins, and that's where the Wilson Lakemen go to work. 1st and 10, and we'll get a look at Colton Frericks at quarterback number 7. We may see a couple of quarterbacks tonight for the Lakemen.
Well, Ryan, who has just returned that kickoff, is one of their primary weapons this year. Had 10 receptions last year, 214 yards, and 20 tackles on defense. They play both sides of the ball in this size of the school here.
Senior at quarterback, 5'10", 175 pounds. Last year was used in the ground attack as Wilson replacing its quarterback Connor Ernest from a season ago. 1st down and 10, and it's a thunder and lightning combination in the backfield. That's big Brock Lepsch, who we spotlighted in our pregame. The junior carries for maybe a yard or two on 1st down, and we get a look at that Wilson offense. Again, it's Lepsch and Rubel in the backfield. Thunder and lightning. We already saw some of the playmakers on the outside. It's a big offensive line for Wilson.
Yeah, and they've made their living. Last year they had a top running game, which took them all the way. They've had to replace a lot of seniors, but you're going to see a very physical and committed run game here tonight.
Jack Mahar last year led Section 6 in carries, yards, and touchdowns. 1,700 yards and 24 touchdowns a year ago for the Lakemen. Looking at a 2nd down and 8 here on the opening possession of 2024. And back to Lepsch, and Lepsch right back to the line of scrimmage and no further. And that Newfane defense along the defensive front, off to an outstanding start. Colin Doxey, number 58, a big part of that defensive attack. He has a great motor, and it's this front 7 that's off to a great start here tonight.
Yeah, their quickness against size is they're filling the gaps. Linebackers are flowing nicely to that last one was a double tight end look. It was a power look, and they go out of that single back. So far on the two first plays, they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do, stop the run.
Our starting lineups tonight are brought to you by the law office of William Mattar. Hurt in a car? Call William Mattar. It's a 3rd and 7 for the Lakemen. To the air for the first time. Pressure, penalty flag flies, and the pass over the middle was tipped away by Aiden Buttery. Got his hand up in the passing lane as Frericks tried to drop it into Brady Seeley, but we'll check on the penalty marker.
Holding, number 60 on the offense. Penalties declined. 4th down.
They brought the middle blitz that time. You're going to see the middle blitz come in. It's a little overwhelming. We said that this is a run-first team. You're getting great pressure up the middle, and this is what's going to happen in this type of environment because they don't want to be in that 3rd and long situation.
So an outstanding start for the Panthers defense. A defense last year that held opponents to under 20 points per game. And it's a team that had that different mindset last year. It felt like they let some close games slip away in 2022. Were able to capitalize and put games away a season ago. Had a tough 2-point loss against Wilson. And the punt on the run is fielded. Dangerous catch on the punt. But Aiden Buttery takes it to the 47. And that's where the Panthers will take over for their first possession here of the new season. And their quarterback, Matt Capon, we spotlighted him in the pregame. The junior takes over for Nate Snow. He is a dual-threat quarterback, and he has that lineage that you talked about.
Yeah, we had the pleasure at Erie Community College where I coach. We recruited Nate Snow, who's at our college right now, one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the state last year. Sat down here and talked with this young man's father before the game and the head coach. They're very high on this 11th grader.
Capon last year, 8 carries, 68 yards, and a touchdown. Second on the team, 22 receptions. And they felt like they needed to get him on the field his first 2 seasons at the varsity level, but Nate Snow was so good the last few seasons at quarterback for the Panthers. Capon figures to be a big part of not only the passing game, obviously, as the quarterback, but the rushing attack, and we see that right away around the left end, and Matt Capon gallops near the marker. Probably just a yard shy as he was knocked out of bounds. Depends on the spot. And they're going to give him forward progress all the way into Lakemen territory to the 42-yard line, and that's good for a first down. Our first down in this first quarter brought to you by Interstate Batteries, and now the Newfane offense, obviously Capon, and a quality group of playmakers around him.
Yeah, you just saw right there, they brought the motion across, and there was a lead blocker. You're going to see them really stretch the edges against this very big inside group of this defensive front, which is a 3-4 front we're looking at right now with cover 4 in the background.
Again, our starting lineups brought to you by the law office of William Matar. Handoff goes up the middle this time to Camlo Flowers, the junior running back, had 13 carries, 89 yards last year. Figures to be a big part of that rushing attack. That time, it was the Lakeman defense coming up with a stop after a 2-yard pickup, and here is that Lakeman defense.
You're looking at a very big up front, but they're playing both sides of the ball, a lot of these guys. And the key for Newfane to be as successful is to continue to stretch that edge. And I think you're going to see a lot more of that. They tried to run right at him, right at the 3-4, and there's some big guys up front, and they bottled that up pretty nicely the last play.
Again, our starting lineups brought to you by the law office of William Matar. Hurt in a car, call William Matar. Second down and 8 for the Panthers, already into Lakemen territory. Quick pass to the outside and in space. Looking for running room. Nice cut by Flowers, and Flowers still going. He drags defenders down to the 26-yard line. Pickup of 14 yards for Flowers and a first down brought to you by Interstate Batteries.
This is just a nice little flare pattern here. They get on the outside, and they're taking advantage of that cover 4, that they're sitting back 10 to 11 yards. They're going to take that all day.
There is a flag on the other side of the field. Again, it came in a little bit late. We'll have to check on the marker. Great blocking downfield as well by the wide receiver, number 4, Aaron Watkins. But based on the reaction from Newfane.
Holding, number 4 on the offense. 10-yard penalty, short second down.
But you keep your hands on the inside, young man, not on the outside. We're not in the dance here.
So he was committed to giving his running back room downfield, but maybe a little too committed, Scott.
Again, first game of the season, put the hands inside. It's exactly what you said. It was a great block.
What are some of the things that, as a coach, you're looking for in week number 1? You know it's not going to be a perfect game, if there's such a thing.
Well, right now they're establishing what they can get. And I think every perimeter run you've seen and every perimeter pass has gone for plus 5 yards so far.
It was the combination of Snow and Dixon last year for Newfane. So far, Capon and Flowers here in 2024. Capon with a block from Flowers, takes it back around the left end and gets back near the 40-yard line. Looks like a pickup of 5. And he'll make it third and a little bit more manageable here at the 40-yard line.
Well, they've run that Q zone, that quarterback zone now to the outside. They're bringing people around, and it's just speed. They've clocked him, they said, twice in the low 4.7s for the 40-yard dash. That's very fast for a young man his size and age. He's only 16 years old.
Chuck Nagel said not only is Capon a physical runner, he's also the fastest player on their team. So that makes him a real threat in the backfield, including now on a third down and we'll call it 10 unofficially here. Need to get to the 32-yard line. You have to be very weary of his legs, even if he drops back to pass. Well, he's going to hand it off to Flowers, trying to catch the defense off guard, and Wilson waiting for it. Flowers maybe a yard to the 39-yard line. It'll be a fourth down and about 7 here for Newfane.
I think here you just continue to spread it out. They're sitting back there. They're standing at their 10 to 11 yards deep. That was a good call because of they're so deep and they had pressure to the outside. But they've got to get the number around the nose guard. They've got to be able to get double up and get onto the Mike linebacker, who is our number 37, which is, he's the lead guy. Brock Lepsch came in there and he's been filling, doing a great job so far for his team.
A lot of size with Lepsch and 30. Seamus George at linebacker. 4th and 7. Panthers going for it. Capon on the ground trying to get around the right edge. He will be dragged down. He lunges forward, but nowhere near the marker. Great play on the perimeter. That time by Wilson's number 10, Wyatt McGinnis. And it's a turnover on downs, and the Wilson defense gets the hold.
Again, a great opening drive for Newfane. Penalties are the issue here. You can't get a hot one going and then have a downfield hold. Again, it's the first game of the season, but that's what stopped their momentum.
Do you like the aggressive call from Chuck Nagel there in opponent's territory to go for it here early in the game?
I think, again, we've got a lot of young people in a lot of new positions, and you want to put it in the hands of the best person that you have. And right now, obviously, his QB is the best athlete on the field.
So a really good stop by Bill Atlas's Lakemen defense. Matt Ferry in his 14th season as the defensive coordinator, the former defensive tackle at Holy Cross in the mid-90s. They dial up a stop, and now Wilson gets it back with the ball at the 36-yard line. Frericks, I beg your pardon, that's Casadas, the other quarterback in the backfield alone, and he tries to run off the right end with a block from Lepsch, and he's dropped for a 2-yard loss. So Vic Casadas now comes in at quarterback, and we said we may see 2 quarterbacks tonight for Wilson in what was a very competitive quarterback competition leading up to this first game of the year.
You know, they're trying to do everything that they do is to establish the run. Obviously, 3rd down and 7 looked like they struggled a little bit to even consider a passing game, considering how little, you know, their offense is emphasized in the passing game. So I think you're going to start to see some misdirection, maybe a couple different formations, just to try to find some leverage. Right now, number 75, Devin DiNardo on the inside is playing very well, getting great penetration. He's blowing up the pulls. He's doing a really nice job.
Defensive line for Newfane that has that luxury of rotating as the game goes on, too, because of their depth. And Lepsch is dropped again. A flag flies as he is dropped in the backfield for a short loss. Richie Doxey bolts through and makes the play.
Yeah, Doxey, he read the block well, and again, these guys are getting into the gap faster than the O-line can establish contact. And if you're getting caught in the line of scrimmage, you're not going to be able to establish push. Hence, you're not going to be able to establish the run game.
Corey Brockman signals holding against Wilson.
50 on the offense, 10-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
That's Michael Jeffords, one of the outstanding tackles for that Lakeman offense, a senior who's played a ton of football, but they've had their work cut out for them so far here early in this game. 68, Hamza Merrick down on the field, the starting left guard for Wilson. Talking to both coaches, they obviously want to win this rivalry game, but do not want to have any injuries in week number 1. So hopefully Merrick is okay. We'll check on him when we come back. No score about midway through this opening quarter. The season opener tonight. The law office of William Matar's Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Vinyl Outlet. We'll be right back.
Why is Just Pizza Wing Company Buffalo's premier pizza wing company?
Since opening our doors in 1992, we've been the innovator of specialty pizzas and wing sauces, creating the best pizza and wing experience for our loyal customers.
Here at Just Pizza, we feature a variety of specialty pizzas, including our award-winning 3-cheese steak pizza.
Now serving 25 varieties of chicken wing sauces.
Hungry yet? Don't just order pizza and wings tonight. Order from Just Pizza and Wing Company, Buffalo's premier pizza and wings.
Tonight's closed captioning is exclusively brought to you by Babsha Pierogi. You go for that right now, right? It's great to see Hamza Merrick back to his feet, the senior on that Wilson Lakeman offensive line. And we were talking during the break there, Scott, how important the line of scrimmage is going to be tonight, the physicality, but also the depth. It's the first game of the year. We're not sure what we expect. Still a little bit warmer. Temperatures in the 70s at kickoff here as we welcome you into the broadcast booth. The team that's in best shape may come out on top tonight.
Well, I think you're starting to see the athleticism of Newfane. They're trying to stretch the perimeter. They haven't had any success yet running it up the gut. But it's I'm glad the big man's off. He can come over, get a little sip of water, and get back out there. But, Newfane is the better shaped team right now, and they're much quicker at the point of attack. This is why, if you want to establish the run, they got to start staying on their double teams, probably stop pulling as many and getting more direct push out of that single back offense that has worked so well for Coach Atlas in the years that he's been here.
The penalty was accepted, so it remains 2nd down. It's a 2nd down and 21 for Wilson. The first down marker, the line to gain, all the way out at their own 46 as they're backed up to the 25-yard line. And now another penalty flag flies. Sloppy start, game number 1.
False start, 73.
Nice job by the quarterback. Little change up of the cadence. Now that's a great way. That's well coached, because if you want to slow a defensive front down, that's quicker than change up. This is the little stuff you got to do. Get more engaged in the zone blocking rather than pulling and counters, and get right into their faces.
Now, it was announced as a false start on the offense, but the ball, as you indicated, was moved forward as if the call's against Newfane.
Well, I anticipated that it was a quick jump, but that's a great read in the front. Yeah.
You had it right. They mark it off. It's going to be a second down and 16 now for Wilson. First game for everybody.
Yeah, and you can tell that both of these teams are disciplined kids. I mean, they're well coached. They just got to make the adjustments now in order to establish what they want to accomplish.
Casada slings it to the outside, and the catch is made at the 35-yard line. Josiah Lawrence, the junior wide receiver. Short pickup, it'll be 3rd and 11.
Well, this is what they have to do. A short pass is as good as a mid-tier run. So now you got your 5 yards. If you know they're going to take you, that's the good pass pro there, and it's a nice little catch to the outside. Good work.
Aaron Watkins right there to bring him down as he made the diving reception along the sideline. 3rd down and 11 for Wilson. Second possession of the game for the Lakemen offense. Casadas under immediate pressure. Down he goes. He is dropped in the backfield by Richie Doxey. What a start to the new season for the senior defensive end.
Now they're bouncing Richie Doxey from the right side to the left side, which is making their pass pro. Doxey takes a great fit run upfield, dips back underneath with a rip. The outside tackle set to the outside, gave up his inside. You never give up your inside foot, because that's the fastest route to sacking your quarterback.
As a coach, you have to be thrilled to see that. That's all the work in the offseason paying off with that technique.
Yeah, and what they're doing with Doxey is that they're moving him to the right and they're moving him to the left. There's a lot of feelers out here right now. Good job. Nice punt.
Chasing Newfane all the way back inside its own territory and all the way back to the 20-yard line. Aiden Buttery elected to let that one roll. It's a decision that cost the Panthers, and they'll start deep inside their own end here with their second possession of this opening quarter.
Really like what I'm seeing from the Newfane defensive line. As I said, Devin DiNardo and now Doxey. They're starting to, as I said, you're going to start to see the speed wear down the big guys. But that was a nice job establishing the outside pass. You're starting to see both these teams open up a little bit.
Haven't even mentioned Khalil Golden yet, the senior who was a 3-year starter, all-league last year at defensive tackle. Then not only is it Richie Doxey, 58 Colin Doxey, his brother, getting the start at the other end position. Now you're getting a look at that Wilson defensive front as they try to contain the Newfane offense, and Mac Capon, who has been heavily involved here early as he gets the calls from his head coach and offensive coordinator, Chuck Nagel.
Jacob Mount Pleasant is, like you said earlier, we were looking at him. It's appropriate. It's Mount. Jacob is every bit, and he's a difficult kid to move. I've watched 2 guys try to get him out of there. He's doing a nice job at nose guard.
This play took a while to get in. It is delay of game. Prior to the first snap of the new possession, that won't sit well with the head coach and the offensive coordinator.
Well, that one right there is a coach's mistake. That you got to know the clock and you got to know the time, whether it's a 40-second or 25-second clock. So that right there is, everybody's making their mistakes. They're on TV. They're a little nervous.
Are you?
No, I'm okay now. I had one of those pierogies. I'm doing well.
First down and 15. Brian Tripp up here in the broadcast booth along with this coach, Scott Pilkey. And Matt Capon is under pressure, uses his speed to get away. A pump fake is going to buy him some space, and then he finishes his run along the sideline, drills Casadas as he scampers out at the 22. Pickup of 7 on first down for Capon, and he digs his team out of the hole.
Well, so far, the outside run, the perimeter runs for Capon, I think he's probably averaging 6 to 7 yards a run on the outside. That time, he at least was able to get, he's running to the hash. So I think he's a big physical kid, and whoever just tried to come up and tackle him felt that.
You can see the evidence of what his head coach, Chuck Nagel, told me yesterday. Fast, but also physical. That's a 1-2 punch that's so dangerous to contain.
And to think that he goes from this, then playing deep safety.
So many of these players on both sides responsible playing 2 ways, and Capon knifing his way for a 2-yard pickup. Looked like he was going to be stopped in the backfield. Jeffords makes the tackle along with Seeley for Wilson.
Now, the 3-4 front's doing a really nice job of taking away the inside run. I think they're averaging less than 2.5 yards a carry from what I can remember, just as far as I'm charting things down. They're 7+ yards on the perimeter run so far, and the flare pass that they're showing. So right now they are getting outside. The inside run, you still have to keep going because eventually it's going to break.
A lot of the running game so far for Newfane, a team that averaged 150 yards rushing per game last year, 225 through the air, and route to over 36 points per game. Back to the ground again, and it is Capon with that physicality, and he'll burrow his way out to the 31-yard line. He has 7 yards, and that is enough for an Interstate Batteries first down. Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable.
Now what you saw there was you saw the defensive ends of the 3-4 kick out, anticipating the perimeter run. What did they do? They took it right into a QB draw right up the gut. That is a really nice adjustment by Newfane.
And it made it one-on-one between Capon and Seamus George, and Capon won the battle that time.
Absolutely.
Made him miss in that hole.
Absolutely.
George, a very talented, he's kind of a raw player, new to football, played safety last year, put on a lot of size in the offseason, number 30. You can see him there, middle of your screen. Another flag flies here. It's been a busy first quarter for Corey Brockman.
Well, we were watching the pregame, and when 30 came out, I said
false start, 75 offense, 5-yard penalty.
When we came out here and we were watching him run around without shoulder pads on, we were looking at this young man coming out, and I'm going, I can't believe he's only 11th grade. So, you're starting to see, you've got some really good-looking athletes down here that are starting to, make a difference in the play-to-play, and it's starting to heat up. You're starting to see these game plans come into fruition.
Well, both of these head coaches told us that it has been a really good offseason for these two teams, a commitment to not only improving on the field with their IQ, but their dedication in the weight room for both teams was outstanding during the course of the summer and into the fall. Newfane's already overcome one penalty on this possession and trying to overcome another penalty here, and they will as Stover carries it towards the sideline, scoots out of bounds at the 43, and that is good for another Interstate Batteries first down. It's a 17-yard pickup on a 1st and 15.
Well, that was the first run between the tackles that broke, like we said. That was also the first time you saw Wilson in a 4-down front. So you're starting to see the change-up just to see what this is a pretty nice chess match right now between the two head coaches.
So far, it's been that ground attack for Newfane. Wilson, do you have to be concerned about a potential play-action pass, something coming through the air as well? Because we've seen Capon. He certainly has the arm talent to make you pay as well.
Well, you're starting to see the safeties come up under the 10 yards, and that's when you're going to see a play-action pass here go deep. You've got the flare.
Capon going to the air, escapes around the edge. Capon made one man miss, and then can't shake free. He's dropped near the line of scrimmage. Nice tackle in open space by Michael Rubel.
Well, and exactly what we were just calling for, a play-action pass and some pass concepts downfield. You had a high-low there. I think we're gonna start seeing some more of this.
Pressure immediately applied by Michael Jeffords. The senior couldn't track him down, but broke up the potential for a long passing play. And no score here, as it looks like the first quarter is going to wind down. Newfane's electing to take it to the end of the quarter. They'll have a 2nd down and 10 coming up to begin quarter number 2. We are scoreless in this rivalry matchup, kicking off a new season here tonight on the law office of William Mattar's Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Vinyl Outlets.
At Express Windows, you can get high-quality vinyl double-hung windows starting at only $329. And for a limited time, buy 3, get 1 free on Energy Star most efficient triple-pane windows. Express Windows. Fast, easy, affordable.
Bathfitter does showers? That's right. We offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers. We can even convert your bath into a shower. With our seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you'll get a beautiful new shower guaranteed for life. Bathfitter's been around for 40 years, and we've been experts at showers for just as long. Bathfitter, it just fits.
For a limited time, call now to save an extra $200. Bathfitter, the original for over 40 years.
Crosswalk replay. Who has the right of way? No stop sign or light, but the driver still has to slow down or stop. Pedestrians have the right of way. See and be seen.
Light it.
We can take people where most people cannot take them.
The generations coming together.
That place was jumping.
The Triple Option, presented by Wendy's, wherever you get your podcasts.
At Express Windows, you can get high-quality vinyl double-hung windows starting at only $329. And for a limited time, buy 3, get 1 free on Energy Star most efficient triple-pane windows. Express Windows. Fast, easy, affordable.
Tell me you're a genius without telling me you're a genius.
It occurred to me that Maxwell's equation.
Sheldon, do you really have to do that here?
If the management didn't want me to solve unified field theory, why would they give me a cram?
How come Sheldon doesn't help with the dishes? When you do their taxes, I'll do the dishes.
Should science have any limitations? What if we were to clone Albert Einstein?
At some point, I'm going to need a sidekick.
How can he be so smart and so clueless at the same time?
Weeknights on My TV Buffalo.
A new season of high school football, and stay tuned for the UB Bulls halftime show. UB Bulls football, family, affordable, fun. We're going to showcase our scholar athletes presented by Dr. Todd Shatkin. And our school administrator interview, Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals highlights from across the country. Other states already getting underway. First half highlights and more coming up. So far, a defensive battle here between Wilson and Newfane. Panthers with their second possession of the new year and staring at a 2nd down and 10 from their own 43-yard line. Heavy dose of Matt Capin so far. A flag flies as he escapes down the sideline. Capin taking it to the house. He scores, but there is a penalty flag back at the line of scrimmage.
I think it's encroachment. They were coming with the blitz. Again, in that 4, they're playing in defense right now that they're not used to, which is a 4 front. Hope it doesn't come back, but that was a very pretty play.
Corey Brockman will make the call. Some players for Wilson
Illegal
already
formation
reporting.
on the offense. 5-yard penalty, replay 2nd down.
Yeah, you can see them applauding there for Wilson. Yeah. See if we can get a look at that illegal formation here. Capin, you saw the speed on display down the sideline. No one could catch number 11, but penalties very costly for Newfane over the opening 12 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yeah, can't see. It looks like we've got a 2x2 right now. There might be another. It looks like a pretty. It looks like aces. Looks like a pretty good formation, to be honest with you. Unless one of the linemen was set back a little too far, which is a possibility.
Yeah, hard to tell from that angle, but great work by our Thursday Night Lights crew to get us that vantage point. We've already seen a couple of different angles on replays as well. Our crew is in mid-season form here on this opening night of high school football. Here in Section 6, it's Newfane. C North, Class C North, and Wilson, Section 6, Class D, squaring off a non-league game to start the year. Traditionally, this rivalry falls at the end of the season. They open the year with it here tonight, and here is Capin right back to the well on the perimeter. And Capin out across the 45 to the 47. He'll get half the yardage necessary for a first down. It's about 7.5, and it'll set up 2nd and manageable.
The offensive line's doing a really nice job because they're reading the front. They're seeing if it's a 3 down, this is how we block. If it's a 4 down, this is how we block. You know, when you see the 4 down, they're going up inside the tackle. When it's a 3 down, they're hitting the outside perimeter. Really nice game calling. I just wish they would stop the penalties that are 2 drive-killing penalties so far.
And I misspoke. It is 3rd down and 6 here for Newfane. See if they go back to the well and rely on Capin on the edge. His head coach, Chuck Nagel, said he's done a lot of working out during the offseason, including going for jogs after practice because he's going to be so heavily involved in his throw right on target and right at the line to gain. As the sliding catch is made by Nasir Spencer, and it appears, depending on the spot, yes, Spencer is going to have enough for the first down.
You see the little game up front. The defensive tackle goes to the B gap. The Mike linebacker comes in, but nice little quick pass. That's going to kill the blitz all day long.
That play good for And Express Windows first down, now installing windows as low as $329 within 5 to 6 weeks.
Really appreciating Jamar Swanson, number 78, is playing a very good game for Newfane. He's controlling the line up front, 75 and 78. They're making the pulls. Great kick out. A great job getting up on the linebacker. Excellent work here.
Another flag does come in as Capon carries for 7, and now Capon looking not happy with another yellow handkerchief on the field. With those guards you talk about, Jamar Swanson and Devin DiNardo, both seniors. This is a veteran offensive line that's played a lot of football.
Holding offense, number 58. 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
See, I think that I always respect the referees, but you're playing a very physical football team here up front. The guys have got to know to keep their hands on the inside. Everything else they're doing well. You don't have to have your hands on the outside, these fellas, and some of these dudes on the inside are so big it's going to show up big.
Well, I'm glad you talked about that. DiNardo, 75, 6'2", 250 pounds. Swanson, number 78, 6'2", 285 pounds. And Chuck Nagel said DiNardo, he actually loves that pool game. When he can use his athleticism to get out in space, that's a big anchor of this offense.
Well, Swanson is a guy that can play at the next level right now. He moves well. Oh, boy.
Trouble with the snap. Loose ball. Wilson believes it's recovered. And the Lakemen do have the football. It is recovered inside, and Wilson has the first turnover of the new season. Michael Jeffords there with his nose around the pigskin once again. Trouble with that snap for Newfane.
Well, that's when you're looking at this game has been played between the 30s. Okay, we haven't gone across the 30 yet, and it's because the defense is playing so tough up front. That's in motion, but the young man's got to continue in motion. He can't stop midway through, and it's the timing. It's game one, and that's the type of stuff. Little mistakes.
Nasir Spencer coming across right behind that line of scrimmage gives Wilson excellent field position here. First down and 10 from the 40-yard line for the Lakemen. Go back to Colton Frericks at quarterback. He has alternated series so far with Vic Casadas. And the first time tonight, Michael Rubel gets the carry. He bursts into the secondary. They call him lightning in this backfield. Electricity all the way down near the pylon and just short of the end zone. All the way down to the 1, a 39-yard pickup.
First time you've seen a two-back set today. Really good adjustment. The tight end, the H-back / fullback is snuggled up in behind the guards, and it was a power play. Great job here. Great push down. Counter back inside, and then he does exactly what a good running back's supposed to do, bounce to the outside to the hashes to the sideline.
And Express Windows first down all the way inside the Just Pizza delivery zone. So now Wilson an opportunity to strike here early in the second quarter and take the lead. Last year it was Wilson playing with the lead in the rivalry matchup almost the entire game. Newfane a valiant comeback late, fell just 2 points shy. And the Lakemen on the explosive play. We talked about explosive plays for Newfane tonight, but it was Rubel on the big explosive run of 39 yards. First and goal from the 1. Quarterback keeper and the push into the end zone. Vic Casadas.
Little penalty there.
They're on the offense.
Aiding runner is the call.
That's a shame because they came out in the exact same formation, little QB tush push, which is, a huge thing in college football now.
Not only in college football, but the NFL, their season kicks off tonight. And I don't think Casadas needed it there. It looked like he had great blocking up front. He was going to score.
Yeah, you're not going to stop this O-line as big as it is from guard to guard for a yard.
Still first and goal, this time from the 6.
Now, we talked earlier about conditioning. You got a lot of guys that are going both ways here.
You have both quarterbacks in the backfield this time. Rubel trying to finish what he started here. And around the end, he lunges, leaning backwards, and out of bounds just shy of the end zone once again. Great effort there by Michael Rubel, the 5'7" junior, and his head coach Bill Atlas said he reminds him a lot of Jack Mahar, the outstanding runner from last season.
You're going to see that. You're going to see the tush push here right now. And, this is exactly what you're going to see. Quarterback keeper touchdown. Get in.
And this time Casares stood up near the line of scrimmage. There's a flag down, I believe, again on the near side of the field. Did they aid the runner again?
No, go for false start.
Sounds like it's going to be a false start on the offense.
False start offense.
False start on the offense.
Penalty marred opening half. You do expect that early in the season.
Well, the good part is that what you are seeing is that their systems are working.
Yeah.
You know, but the penalties are just stopping these great drives so far.
They'll mark it at the 5-yard line. Still second down and goal here. Let's take a look at how close they were getting to the end zone. It's Rubel along the sideline, tiptoeing, walking that tightrope. Wow,
what
great
a great
effort.
job coming up, laying the lumber down and knocking him out of bounds before he could cross the goal line. Nice job.
Jake Morello came over to make that play. He's new to the area. Well, his family's not, but he is new to the area from South Carolina. Dad played at Lockport. So second and goal from the 5. They've been close a couple of times. Toss to Rubel. Rubel picking his way towards the goal line. He spins. He was on top of the defender, but short. They're going to mark him inside the 1-yard line. It will be third and goal with the nose of the football right on the goal line.
See, now that was a different character play. They went spread, brought him back in on the little inside run, and they tried to get to the perimeter. He's got a nice nose, but again, great job by the defense. Great job.
Hayden Buttery was in there to drag him down inside the 1. It is third down and goal. It's taken a whale of an effort here for Wilson to try to get across that goal line. The big man, Lepsch, now behind the quarterback, Casares. Will number 11 keep it again, and will this time he find pay dirt? Got a whistle prior to the play. Timeout taken. This could be Wilson taking the timeout. So Bill Atlas wants to talk this one over before a crucial third and goal from inside the 1.
Yeah, I think you're going to see. You had the running back at depth. They took a look at what they were going to get up front. Both A gaps were filled. And right now they're not getting the push. And they haven't lined up to come off the ball together. As much as they're doing great moving the ball downfield, these big guys are a little tired right now.
The Newfane faithful have to be very proud of their defense so far here, as they've held up despite Wilson being down at the 1-yard line. Looking at first and goal, second and goal, now third down and goal from the 1-yard line. And prior to the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll be selecting the Vinyl Outlet Defense Play of the Game. The Vinyl Outlet, Western New York's best porch, deck, and fence installations. Maybe it's coming up right here. Can they get a stop here? Third down and goal inside the 1-yard line.
Well, you talked about the history of this matchup here, it being so close. And you're really looking at two different styles of coaching, two different styles of offense and defense. But, they complement each other. And, I think you just got to see Newfane get a little bit more disciplined, a couple fewer, big time penalties. And you got right now, Wilson has to score here. They have to score here.
Teams are so familiar with each other, and it is Casares to the goal line. Lepsch came in, started to push from behind. This time it is a touchdown. And Wilson strikes first here in this rivalry matchup. Vic Casares with the touchdown on the quarterback sneak.
At some point, you've just got to believe in your big guys up front. They come off the ball together. They get a little push from behind. As good as the Newfane defense has been, to hold up 4 times in a row down inside the 5-yard line, that's a big call. That's a big call on these guys. Nice job, though, on both sides of the ball that last drive.
Yeah, you can tell how much this game means to both of these teams. Bragging rights at stake here. Brock Lepsch on for the point after. On the Frericks hold, and Lepsch is able to tuck it inside the left upright. It's a 7-0 Lakeman lead. Vic Casares from 1 yard out strikes first here for Wilson. It was the long run by Michael Rubel to set him up inside the 1 yard line. Casares finishes the deal. 7-0 Lakeman in front here on the law office of William Mattar's Thursday Night Lights.
Why is Just Pizza Wing Company Buffalo's premier pizza wing company?
Since opening our doors in 1992, we've been the innovator of specialty pizzas and wing sauces, creating the best pizza and wing experience for our loyal customers.
Here at Just Pizza, we feature a variety of specialty pizzas, including our award-winning 3-cheese steak pizza.
Now serving 25 varieties of chicken wing sauces.
Hungry yet? Don't just order pizza and wings tonight. Order from Just Pizza and Wing Company, Buffalo's premier pizza and wings.
Here, and so many resources poured into the facilities for these high schools. This is also a softball and baseball field here, but a great high school football stadium here.
You know, they do a nice job all over Western New York. You see a huge increase in our recruited players in Western New York, and a lot of that has to do with the increased facilities. Both of these coaches do a really nice job. As small school, you come out here, you see Coach Atlas is setting up the camera in the end zone. He's wiring, he's running the wires up to the headsets, up to the box. These guys do it all, and their commitment is complete, and that's why you can see these kids. They love their coaches.
And both teams are really happy with the number, the quantity of players this year. You know, it's always going to be a battle, but it's multi-sport stars, kids that are really staples in their community. They're standouts, not only on the gridiron here on a Thursday or a Friday night, but you see them across the board. Basketball, baseball, wrestling, so many different wrestlers and all-state wrestlers. This is fun to watch, and it's kids that the community really rallies behind. Both communities have turned out great showing here for opening night.
Well, like you're going to see later, we're going to talk about student athletes. You know, Nate Snow, for example, even though he went to a 2-year school, he was a 4.0 GPA, you know? So, you're dealing with a lot of great student athletes, not just football players.
Penalty flag flies before the kickoff. Michael Rubel set to kick off here, and this will be a Costanzo's kickoff. Check on the marker first. $7-0 Wilson in front of Newfane here. Opening night for everyone, and ball will be spotted at the 45-yard line. Another penalty against Newfane, which could potentially significantly impact field position once again.
Well, that's the difference in the game right now, are penalties. 2 big plays. You know, one called back for Newfane, one going almost the distance for Wilson.
Rubel's kick is fielded by one of the upmen at the 20-yard line. Penalty won't hurt too much here. Out to the 35-yard line, swarming special teams. And ball be spotted at the 35 after the return by Jake Morello.
First down and 10, Panthers.
Interessano was part of that tackle for Wilson. 7-0, the Lakemen in front. Now we get to see how Newfane responds for the first time here in the new season.
I think they got to settle down or pick up the tempo. This is a spread offense. They do have the ability to go at a faster rate. I think they have to get some every good chunk of yards, 5-6 yards a carry, and let's get this thing reestablished here.
We've seen so many times tonight where they've been behind the sticks and off schedule because of penalties. Capon with Flowers in the backfield, first down and 10 from the 35. Capon under pressure, tries to escape, floats it to Flowers. What a throw under duress. Flowers has 13 yards and a first down. Seeley was on the heels of Capon. He was dragging Capon as he flared it off to the outside.
Well, that just shows you how strong Capon is, because Capon had him around his legs when he let the ball go. Here he is getting away. Nice job, and he just has that touch. That, as you see him mature from an 11th grader on this season, you're going to see more plays like that. Nate Snow was notorious for those types of plays.
If you look at the catch and run, that's good for an Express Windows first down. Out to the 49-yard line. And again, it's been penalties so far, the story and the bugaboo for the Newfane offense. Flowers, right side. bolts into the second level, lunges forward. He has 12 yards and another Express Windows first down.
As we just said, you're seeing the up-tempo of the offense now, and that's what's going to get them ahead of the game. Quick hitters, off tackle, little flares, make them run laterally, and then you're going to hit them vertically.
And Newfane has had a lot of success running off tackle, getting to the perimeter so far here in the opening half.
Yeah, and now you're seeing this 3-4 down look and 4-2, 4-3 type of defense rather than the 3-4. And I think right now that's playing into the hands of Newfane if Newfane can stay penalty free on this drive.
Now at the 39-yard line inside Lakemen territory, looking for the quick response. A couple of big pickups for Flowers. Now he looks for a big block for Capon. Follows that block around the outside. Capon all the way down to the 15-yard line. A late flag flies on the play. Jeffords way downfield, tracks him down. We'll check on the marker, but there's Capon getting into space again around the right end.
Might be a helmet to helmet, might be a hand on the face mask. I'm not sure. It was a great collision there for a great tackle, but what a nice outside zone run, Q zone.
Holding, number 4 on Newfane,
Wow.
10-yard penalty.
Holding of the Panthers.
That's his second one.
Result of the play is still going to be a first down.
So they still do pick up the first down. It's brought to you by Express Windows. Aaron Watkins, the guilty party on the outside.
So I don't see where number 4 right here. See, okay. Again, we talk about that's something that he's got to get coached up on the side because that is an inconsequential block. That play is already over, just hands off. But his hands have got to be on the inside, not on the outside shoulder pads.
Because the penalty did take place downfield, it is a first down. First down at the 28-yard line, so still a productive pickup. 5:20 to play here in the opening half. 7-0 Wilson in front.
And that was borderline. I mean, that was borderline. There's the guy's pulling away. He can't see what's behind him. It was a good downfield block. Occupied his man the entire time.
We've seen that commitment from the wide receivers. That time, the running back Flowers also paving the way for Capon, who drops back and fires towards the outside and incomplete. Running into the secondary and some space there for Morello. He was open on the outside, tried to come out of his break, was stumbling a bit, and the throw just out of his reach.
He had one guy that he was looking at on that play, and he had the backside wide receiver wide open if he had just come back to look across the field. That's when you know you got a young quarterback. A lot of talent, but he's just got to learn to read the progression.
And that will be the game experience he hasn't had at the quarterback position as the year goes on. He was a big part of the offense the last 2 years, but now it's a little bit different when you're taking the snap every play.
Exactly. And he's 3/4 of this offense right now.
His ground attack has been lethal here so far, but penalties have really hurt the Panthers. Another flag flies prior to this snap on a 2nd down and 10.
They're having a hard time with the timing of the man in motion and the snap of the ball. And I think you've seen that now cause a fumble.
False start, 58 offense, 5-yard penalty.
They clearly don't need to bring the slot in motion. When they're hitting the quick hitters, they're making their biggest gains. Line up, snap the ball, and go.
When it's a recurring issue like this, what can you do mid-game to adjust to eliminate or at least minimize the penalties?
It just eliminate the motion. The motion has caused you a critical fumble, and it's created at least 2 penalties just because the timing is not right. I saw them go over this play pre-game. I don't know if this was something they practiced the entire game or entire week.
All too familiar. 2nd down and 15 now for the Newfane offense. Hard count from Capon. Gets some protection. Slings it over the middle and on target. Catch made by Henning. And he's down at the 6-yard line.
Now the seam routes have been open all day, and they're just starting to adjust to it now. Great throw. Comes back. Looks straight downfield. Reads the first guy off. Holds the safety over the top. Nice job. Really clean route.
Great catch by Henning, the sophomore, down inside the Just Pizza delivery zone. So now the Panthers with a 1st and goal of their own with the final 4:30 to play here in the opening half.
Seeing a double eagle front here, goal line defense.
Capin hands it off to Khalil Golden, his first carry, and his first carry takes him all the way down to the goal line and just short of the end zone.
Good work there by the push, but a better job by the running back of feeling the pressure up front, not give, bouncing it a little out to the B gap, and almost getting in.
It's funny, you pointed to me moments ago up here in the booth and said we haven't seen number 45 Khalil Golden yet. That's a really good first run.
See, nice little push by our right tackle here, number 74. He's put Jack Cole. Nice work there. A little bit more.
And this time it's Capin. He extends the ball, and he is in for the touchdown. A point after away from tying this thing up.
It's turning into a heck of a game here.
Should be expected when these two teams tangle. 4 of the last 6 games decided by less than 10 points. It was a 2-point game a year ago, and a chance now for the Panthers to knot this thing up at 7.
You know, I like seeing them get back to it. They took away the motion, get vertical. They're a faster team. In the past game, they got to use it. This is the swinging gate. They were utilizing this in the very beginning of in their walkthroughs. I've seen this a couple times, but you're not going to stop that young guy. That's a great, nice job, 2-pointer.
Morello makes the catch, and Newfane takes an 8-7 lead.
Good work there. Now that's the way you got to bring it back. Even in spite of your penalties, this time you were at least ahead of the chains.
So Newfane responds to the Wilson touchdown with a touchdown of their own. It is 8-7. Newfane in front. You're watching the law office of William Mattar's Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Vinyl Outlets.
Reasons we redshirt?
They've been so helpful.
When I have questions about my coverage or need help finding a new position, they're timely and helpful.
See all the reasons to redshirt at redshirttreatment.com.
Light it.
We can take people where most people cannot take them.
The generations coming together.
That place was jumping.
The Triple Option, presented by Wendy's, wherever you get your podcasts.
Season is, how does your team handle adversity for the first time? And for Newfane, one of the questions last year in a big game was, well, maybe they didn't handle that adversity the right way. Here, penalties early, putting them behind the chains, fall behind 7-0. But the Panthers, an 8-7 lead after the touchdown run. And Matt Capin looks as good as advertised as the starting quarterback.
Yeah, I don't think that sometimes penalties indicate a lack of discipline. These kids are disciplined. They're in pretty good shape, and it comes down to having to make the adjustments, which both coaches have made some really good adjustments so far in the first half.
Let's take a look at that swinging gate on the 2-point conversion. It is just 1 extra point, but right now that's the difference in the football game.
They have about 4 or 5 different plays out of this. They actually have a great opportunity to get a 2-point rather than just go for it. And again, we talked about the young kickers and people that had to be replaced this year. So what a great opportunity to maximize your quarterback.
For our audience looking at that, Jake Morello snapped that football. What makes him eligible on a play like that to go and catch that football then? It's a little bit different in that swinging gate.
Because the swinging gate is out to the left, and he's a man that's eligible because of his placement on the field.
That's the coach, Scott Pilkey. Brian Tripp here in the broadcast booth. 8-7 Newfane in front. And here is Rubel, and he is stood up at the 20, lunges forward to the 23. And it's an 8-7 Newfane lead as Wilson gets the ball back with 3:30 to play here in the opening half. Stay tuned for the UB Bulls halftime show. UB Bulls football, family, affordable fun. We'll have tons to talk about here in this first half. And these fans tonight, it's a packed house here at Newfane High School. And their team in front 8-7 right now. Really a slow start because of penalties. Both teams trying to feel the atmosphere of the new season out in that first quarter. And second quarter, it's been fun to watch here as the offenses have found their groove.
We talk about resiliency. Aaron Watkins has had a couple of penalties on him downfield, but he was the man that ran down there and made the tackle. You know, you got to keep playing even though you might make a couple of mistakes that cost your team. But this is the point of the game, constantly developing.
Steady diet of Rubel on that last possession. Golden chases him to the outside, eventually brings him down, but not until he picks up 4 yards on that first down carry. Again, you're seeing the speed of Rubel making a difference right now, something that Lepsch, he's a bulldozer in the backfield, but he doesn't have that speed that Rubel has.
Yeah, and you know, you're going to get some of these angles, but you know, you get a good hit on this kid, but it took 3 guys to bring him down. So, like you said, thunder and lightning, right?
And, of course, another flag here flies on the play. It was right at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be against Wilson.
Holding, number 60 on the offense, still first down.
Hey, everybody's on TV tonight, you know, so.
Landon Mueller, the junior right guard, the guilty party. It's been a game here where we've seen both teams start to establish that running game, really a difference maker, and obviously the passing attack, Capon setting his team up with that first and goal to the strike to Henning on that last possession. Now it's the passing attack for Wilson. Throw over the middle and is on target. Brady Seeley reels it in. 10-yard pickup for Seeley.
Good job by identifying where some of the holes are. And this is what both of these teams are going to have to do during the course of the game, is because they're making slight sight adjustments in the coaching. But really, that was a really nice little slant on the inside. Take away, you know, the depth of the linebackers these guys are sneaking up to block the holes, and that was right in behind the Will backer.
It's the junior Casadas at quarterback again here for Wilson on this possession. And this time the handoff to Lepsch, and maybe a yard on the play. Third down and long coming up.
Newfane's got to be careful because they're really taking their Mike linebacker is coming up into the hole. And if he gets caught, that's going to break because there is nobody in the middle. Or you're going to see a nice little drag route to replace where that Mike linebacker was.
Chuck Nagel thinking because of a third and long upcoming, timeout taken by Newfane, hoping to get the football back with 2:15 to go here in the opening half. If they can hold Wilson, they should have pretty good field position.
You know, I think that the first half is just gone exactly the way we predicted. Powerful, nice adjustments. Get rid of the penalties. This is a really great football game so far.
See what Wilson dials up here out of the timeout. Can they extend this drive and prevent the Panthers from getting the ball back after Newfane scored on its last possession? In fact, both of the teams scoring on their last possession of this football game. A lot to cheer about here in the opening half. Scott is going to head down and chat with the team and the head coach that is leading going into halftime. He'll have plenty coming up as well on the UB Bulls halftime show. It's a 3rd down and 10 for the Lakemen. Must get to the 33-yard line for a first down. Casadas climbs the pocket, escapes to the outside. He has the angle, and he stays on his feet for the first down. Great effort by Richie Doxey. But it's a 12-yard pickup and a first down for Wilson. Already seeing Casadas using his legs very effectively here in this opening half. This time climbs the pocket, had no one downfield. Great effort by 13. Shrugs off the tackle, may have been brought down shy of the sticks if Doxey can finish that tackle inbounds. But that extra effort gives Casadas a first down, and our first downs in this second quarter are brought to you by the Express Windows. Express Windows first down, now installing windows as low as $329 within 5 to 6 weeks. Plenty of time before that cold winter hits here in Western New York. 1st and 10. We'll see how aggressive Wilson wants to be now. Out to the 35-yard line. They still have 2 timeouts in their back pocket. Rubel made a man miss. Rubel bolts into the secondary. Rubel gets around the end. He has a convoy down the sideline. Rubel inside the 15. He spins out of bounds. Another big run for Michael Rubel. The explosive plays by the Lakeman offense, and number 28 junior running back Michael Rubel having a monster night here on this Thursday night. Great blocking up front, then gets into the secondary, and a foot race with Capon. He was sealed off along the outside. Ryan Huff had that great block downfield for Wilson. And back inside the Just Pizza delivery zone. Officially spotted at the 13-yard line. Still room to get a first down prior to reaching the goal line. First down and 10 for Wilson. Both teams scoring on their last possession. And now Wilson looking to take the lead and perhaps take that lead into the locker room. Big Brock Lepsch in the backfield. Joining the quarterback, Casadas. Low snap, handles the snap. Under pressure, and down he goes! Colin Doxey this time drops him for a big loss with the sack on first down. Let's take another look. Low snap and then great pursuit. Doxey off that weekend, and his brother Richard Doxey coming from the other side with the first contact. Again, the low snap disrupts the timing of the play. Richie Doxey, 13, comes in. And then Colin Doxey finishes them off. Colin Doxey had a team-high 5 sacks last year, has that great motor that his head coach Chuck Nagel talked about. Officially a 9-yard loss. It's second down and 19. Again, Wilson can pick up a first down inside the 5. Still having 2 timeouts in their back pocket. Did not use one there, and in trouble again, and down he goes again. It's another sack. Golden is in there. Doxey and Doxey as well as they team up to bring down Casadas. Great pressure by that Newfane defensive front, and right now taking over in a big spot here to end the second quarter. And again, Richie Doxey coming around that left end. Golden in there at his shoe tops. Just great speed off the end by number 13, Richie Doxey. Richie Doxey had a big injury early last year, was a setback for Newfane. And it's great to see him back on the field here in 2024 and making an impact. Wilson did not elect to use a timeout yet, and now will with 6 seconds on the clock. So we'll have one final play, probably a last-second heave to the end zone, coming here for the Lakemen as they look for a little bit of a miracle here before the half, trailing by 1. Tonight's closed captioning is exclusively brought to you by Babsha Pierogi. Don't forget, we'll have our UB Bulls halftime show coming up. Scholar athletes, interviews, highlights. Just sit back and enjoy what is a great opening game here on the Law Office of William Mattar's Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Vinyl Outlet. Gorgeous night for high school football. Temperatures in the low 70s. 2 great teams, 2 great rivals squaring off here on Thursday Night Lights. They have the spotlight to themselves here tonight. 3rd and 27, final play of this opening half coming up in all likelihood for Wilson. Marched the ball all the way down inside the 15-yard line on a breakthrough run by Michael Rubel, his second long run of this opening half. But then the Doxey brothers along that defensive front taking over for Newfane. Scott will have the head coach whose team is leading going into the locker room. We'll hear from one of our coaches in just a moment. Who will it be? Quick throw and a hook and ladder into the hands of Rubel as he got the toss from Huff, and he is dropped at the 24-yard line, but time expires on Wilson here in the opening half. And Newfane will go into the locker room with a 1-point lead. So Newfane 8, Wilson 7, our halftime score. And Scott will be joined here by the head coach of the Panthers, Chuck Nagel. 6-3 last year, his team up by 1 after a couple of quarters here tonight. As Scott gets ready down on the field with the leading head coach, Chuck Nagel. Scott?
Nagel, hey, tell you, the first half was, entertaining. You can tell that these guys are in really good shape. Tell me about the penalties and what you're going to do in the halftime to correct some of the mistakes that were happening out there.
Well, we absolutely got to clean up the penalties. They're killing us, bringing touchdowns back. So we're going to have a big talk. It's going to be number one priority in there is shore it up from our offensive line to our wide receivers not getting out there and lining up on the line of scrimmage.
Well, I got to tell you, it's a great chess match between the two coaches out here. Have a great halftime talk, and we'll see you out here when you come back out, Coach.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Back up to you.
So that's Scott Pilkey with Chuck Nagel, the head coach of the Newfane Panthers, and it's the Panthers rallying early. They have an 8-7 lead after the first half of the first game of the new season. You are watching the law office of William Mattar's Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Vinyl Outlets.
At Firth Jewelers, we believe in the power of individuality. Our curated collection features one-of-a-kind pieces that express your unique style. From bold and statement-making to delicate and elegant, our wide selection has something for everyone. Discover your perfect piece and go forth to Firth Jewelers.
At Express Windows, you can get high-quality vinyl double-hung windows starting at only $329. And for a limited time, buy 3, get 1 free on Energy Star most efficient triple-pane windows. Express Windows. Fast, easy, affordable.
At Hurdle Home Consignment, you'll save money on just what you need for your home. Our inventory changes daily, so come in or go online now to save on bedrooms, save on living rooms, save on dining rooms, save on coffee tables, save on end tables, save on chairs, save on home accents, save on wall art, save on lighting, save on pillows, save on it all. While life is expensive, Hurdle Home Consignment helps you save. In Buffalo, Williamsville, Orchard Park, and online at hurdlehomeconsignment.com.
At Express Windows, you can get high-quality vinyl double-hung windows starting at only $329. And for a limited time, buy 3, get 1 free on Energy Star most efficient triple-pane windows. Express Windows. Fast, easy, affordable.
Hey football fans, kick off the season with great style and savings at Firth Jewelers. Save big with Western New York's largest single-store collection of jewelry and lean on the over 200 years of expertise with 4 generations of experience. When you're thinking of jewelry, go forth to Firth.
Hello? You gotta get your story straight. Do you want this face to believe that? You're cooked. What an idiot. Get it through your noodle. I don't give a rat's behind. That's baloney.
A new era begins.
And I'm just getting started.
Bigger cases.
She was lured to your apartment.
Higher stakes.
That's almost like kidnapping.
Never seen before in daytime.
In front of millions of people.
Judy Justice.
To Newfane High School, it's an 8-7 lead for the Panthers here on their home turf to start this new season of high school football. You are watching the UB Bulls halftime show. UB Bulls football, family, affordable, fun. Now let's take a look.
Dr. Todd Shackton from the Aesthetic Associates Center is proud to present Thursday Night Lights Aesthetic Associates Scholar Athlete of the Week. With a 107-point GPA, Stephanie Atlas is the Scholar Athlete for Wilson High School. Stephanie's athletic achievements include being a 6-time varsity cheerleading captain and 3-time MVP. Stephanie's a training valedictorian and National Honor Society member, and her community involvement includes volunteer coaching and youth cheerleading. This All-Star is now entered for a $5,000 scholarship at the end of the season. Congratulations to the Aesthetic Associates Scholar Athlete of the Week. Dr. Todd Shackton from the Aesthetic Associates Center is proud to present Thursday Night Lights Aesthetic Associates Scholar Athlete of the Week. With a 3.7 GPA, Richard Doxey Jr. is the Scholar Athlete for Newfane High School. Richard's athletic achievements include being a track and field MVP. He's also had multiple Team Scholar Athlete seasons, and his community involvements include volunteering with the Youth NOFA program. This All-Star is now entered for a $5,000 scholarship at the end of the season. Congratulations to the Aesthetic Associates Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Congratulations to both of our Scholar athletes and Richie Doxey with some big plays there at the end of that opening half for the stand for the Newfane defense, and that's why the Panthers are in front 8-7 after one half of play. Coming up next, we'll have an interview up here in the booth with the new superintendent of schools for the Newfane Central School District. Jay Lupini joins us when we come back. We've got a good one here tonight as you are watching Thursday Night Lights.
Looking to elevate your lawn care game? Middleport Tractor carries the incredible line of Ferris zero-turn lawnmowers featuring patented suspension technology for unmatched comfort and precision. Middleport Tractor, 86 Telegraph Road and middleporttractor.net.
Get ready for UB Bulls football on September 14th at 1 p.m. It's Military Appreciation Day. Honor our heroes and cheer on the Bulls as they take on UMass. Gates open at 11:30 a.m. for the Coca-Cola Fan Zone. Get your ticket today at ubulls.com.
Bob's Discount Furniture presents this year's biggest challenge. Dare to compare. It's got action. It's got suspense. And best of all, you get to play too. Now open in Orchard Park and coming soon to Amherst.
Light it.
We can take people where most people cannot take them.
The generations coming together.
That place was jumping.
The Triple Option, presented by Wendy's, wherever you get your podcasts.
When you're facing colorectal cancer, it's important to remember treatment is not one size fits all. Because of our comprehensive cancer center designation, Roswell Park can frequently offer treatment options not available anywhere else. And we perform more robotic-assisted surgeries than anyone in the area. So our patients benefit from less pain, fewer complications, and a faster return to their lives. We know the best outcomes happen when experience meets innovation. So before you make any treatment or surgery decisions, please spend just one day at Roswell Park.
Get ready for UB Bulls football on September 14th at 1 p.m. It's Military Appreciation Day. Honor our heroes and cheer on the Bulls as they take on UMass. Gates open at 11:30 a.m. for the Coca-Cola Fan Zone. Get your ticket today at ubulls.com.
Absolutely gorgeous night for high school football. Here to kick it off on Thursday Night Lights. And what a great facility this is here at Newfane High School. And the Hope Panthers have an 8-7 lead over their rivals, the Lakemen from Wilson tonight. Brian Tripp up here in the broadcast booth. Scott Pilkey will join us in a little bit. But Jay Lupini, the new superintendent of schools for the Newfane Central School District, is with us here during this halftime. And Jay, first of all, thank you so much for the time. But it has to be fun to be out here. Your first month on the job is in the books, and you get to see a great football game with a great community turnout here on opening night.
Yes, Brian. I want to say thank you and the whole Thursday Night Lights crew for being here to feature the Panther Field and our Panther football team as we host our rival Wilson for an outstanding, hard-fought game.
Yeah, it's been a great game so far, 8-7, the team in front at halftime. And I know Chuck Nagel's delivering that halftime speech to make sure that they finish the deal here tonight. I'm sure it's so much fun for you on your first month on the job to learn about the community, see the support, not only for high school football, but we showed our Scholar athletes there already in this halftime. What a great community this is. What have you learned so far on the job?
Oh, it couldn't possibly be a better community. I'm lucky and blessed to be a part of Newfane. We have a Board of Education that supports a budget that provides school supplies for our students. We have a grant-funded UPK full-day program with transportation. Our students get breakfast and lunch free of charge. St. Brendan's had backpack stuff. We have an active PTSA and Alumni Association and great community support from the town, YWCA, Alcott Newfane Lions Club. The school motto is Together We Can, and this community exemplifies that motto.
And I think the team has exemplified that so far tonight. This project here at the Panther Field, a part of a capital project that opened in 2022, and I know you're so proud of that. And Jay, we're so proud to be here on this opening night. Thanks so much for the time. Thanks for having us out here.
Thank you.
Jay Lupini, the new superintendent of schools of the Newfane Central School District. And it is Newfane in front 8-7 here at halftime. On Thursday Night Lights, you're watching the UB Bulls halftime show. We'll be right back after this.
Power outages can be unpredictable, inconvenient, and disruptive to your life, posing a real threat to your family's comfort and safety. When the power goes out, you have no lights, no refrigeration, no heating or air conditioning.
The winds are not letting up at all here. We're going to see some power outages.
The number one thing to prepare for is extended power outages.
Are you prepared? You can be with a Generac home standby generator. When a power outage occurs, your Generac home standby generator automatically powers up using your home's existing natural gas or propane, so your life goes on without disruption. You and your family are comfortable, safe, and secure. Stay tuned to get over a $700 value free on the most popular home standby generator in the world.
With the Generac, we don't have to worry about whether we lose power or not. If the utility company does not come through, our Generac does.
Having the Generac generator, I felt secure that if there was a power outage, I didn't have to worry about it, that there would be heat in the home, there wouldn't be busted pipes.
After the hurricane happened, we just want to be prepared for anything.
Generac generators are designed, engineered, and built for the purpose of generating power. 8 out of 10 home generators are Generac and have thousands of satisfied customers.
How many times have you heard people say, I never want to go through that again? Well, the next time that you go through it, don't make it so hard on yourself. Have a Generac home standby generator.
Call or go online now to request your free quote with one of Generac's nationwide dealers. And if you call now, you'll receive a free 5-year warranty valued at over $700. The call is free, the quote is free, and there's no obligation to buy. Call or go online now so the next time there's a power outage, your home powers up. Power your life with Generac. Call or go online to request your free quote today.
What a gorgeous night for high school football. What a gorgeous night in general here in Western New York. Just a sliver of the moon off in the distance. Great sunset as we kick off a new season of Thursday Night Lights. Let's take a look back at some of the highlights from the opening half. An 8-7 Newfane lead. We were scoreless after the opening quarter. Mac Capon has been very involved as expected in that Newfane attack here. He's a dual threat quarterback, but really his legs really good to start. But a defensive battle. Richie Doxey sacking Casadas there. Not only at the end of the half, some important defensive plays. You saw physicality. How much this rivalry game means on both sides. The early fumble, Wilson trying to capitalize on that turnover. But again, it was all about the defense early in this game. Then the offense has started to explode. And for Wilson, Michael Rubel, a big reason why. Here took a 39-yard run all the way down to the 1-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle at the time made by Mac Capon, pushing him out of bounds. It took a couple of tries, but finally Vic Casadas pushes it in across the goal line. Wilson took a 7-0 lead. Then Capon rolling to the outside, floated one to Flowers. And what a response by Newfane on its subsequent possession. Flowers took it shy of midfield, had a big passing play. Then Capon stretching it across the goal line to take Newfane into the end zone for the first time. But then the swinging gate, it's a 2-point conversion, an 8-7 lead on the completion for the 2-point play. 8-7 Newfane. Scott has head coach Bill Atlas from Wilson.
After a great first half, Coach, what did you tell your guys to come out, and how are they ready for the second half, sir?
We had a tough time moving the ball. Hopefully we'll shore up our offensive line there. We had to make a couple changes. We had one of our starting guards go down with a knee, so that's a bit problematic. But defensively, we're coming up and making tackles, so I'm hoping for a better second half.
Got a great, well-coached team. Have a good luck in the second half, Coach, all right?
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Back up to you.
It's been a great game here so far. We're looking forward to that second half. Newfane in front 8-7, and will get the football. Remember, they had that big stop down inside the red zone at the end of the opening half as Wilson looked to take that lead. It's been a back and forth. It's been a fun game between two rivals here to start this new season. That was the UB Bulls halftime report. You're watching the law office of William Matar's Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Vinyl Outlets.
Looking to elevate your lawn care game? Middleport Tractor carries the incredible line of Ferris zero-turn lawnmowers featuring patented suspension technology for unmatched comfort and precision. Middleport Tractor, 86 Telegraph Road and middleporttractor.net.
Get ready for UB Bulls football on September 14th at 1 p.m. It's Military Appreciation Day. Honor our heroes and cheer on the Bulls as they take on UMass. Gates open at 11:30 a.m. for the Coca-Cola Fan Zone. Get your tickets today at ubbulls.com.
At Hurdle Home Consignment, you'll save money on just what you need for your home. Our inventory changes daily, so come in or go online now to save on bedrooms, save on living rooms, save on dining rooms, save on coffee tables, save on end tables, save on chairs, Save on home accents. Save on wall art. Save on lighting. Save on pillows. Save on it all. While life is expensive, Hurdle Home Consignment helps you save. In Buffalo, Williamsville, Orchard Park, and online at hurdlehomeconsignment.com.
Get ready for UB Bulls football on September 14th at 1 p.m. It's Military Appreciation Day. Honor our heroes and cheer on the Bulls as they take on UMass. Gates open at 11:30 a.m. for the Coca-Cola Fan Zone. Get your ticket today at ubbulls.com.
Get out of my courtroom now. Walk out.
All summer, you're invited to the People's Court Block Party gone wild.
Why is he shooting bow and arrow at everybody's house? Are you out of your mind?
She kicked in my door twice.
He's full of BS like a constipated elephant. He took a picture of my toilet, put it on his Facebook page.
Are you kidding me?
Real cases, real litigants, real neighborhood drama.
You don't walk around in your underwear in the yard, do you?
Why not?
The People's Court.
Weekdays on My TV Buffalo.
And Wilson, two really successful programs over the last couple of seasons. And as expected, here in a rivalry game, a 1-point lead for Newfane to begin the second half. And the Panthers will receive the second half kickoff here. Here is a Costanzo's kickoff brought to you by Costanzo's Bakery. Flowers and Buttery are deep. A 1-point game. That Newfane defense came up with a big stop. Don't lose sight of that at the end of the opening half. A squib kick and a scramble for the football. And the ball at the 37-yard line. I think Newfane was able to hop on that loose pigskin. And yes, the Panthers do recover. Parker Swoop, the sophomore, number 25 in there. And because of that alert play on special teams, they'll have great field position to start here in the second half. Back up here with this coach, Scott Pilkey, Brian Tripp in the broadcast booth. What a great opening half. And probably what we expected with two rivals fighting for bragging rights here tonight on Thursday Night Lights.
Well, both coaches are supremely confident in their kids. They made their adjustments at halftime, coming out with a little onside kick just to change it up a bit. I think you're going to see a lot of change in the second half.
We'll see what decides this game. Matt Capon at quarterback for Newfane, a big part of their attack so far. Obviously saw his ability in the running game, but also some big passes at the end of that opening half as they open up the passing attack as well. Cameron Stover, part of that two-headed monster in the backfield with Camelo Flowers, and he picks up 4 yards as they try to attack this time up the middle. We've seen so much success on the outside so far.
Well, what you're going to see is a slant to the field and a double blitz to the outside. But what that brought was you brought the mic over to the outside blitz, which opened up that hole and got some gains.
Rubel eventually fills the hole for Wilson and brings him down after a 4-yard pickup. 2nd down and 6. Three receivers in the game for Capon here. And a penalty to start half number 2. So many penalties, both sides, in that opening half, as expected, week number 1.
Ball, encroachment, defense.
This time against Wilson. And for Newfane, success, the rhythm they established in the second quarter was because they were penalized a little bit less after a very sloppy first quarter.
Well, and I think what you're starting to see here is in the very first 2 plays, you're getting 2 different fronts and you're getting blitzes. So what are they doing too? The coach said whenever they start to blitz, they're going into man coverage. Usually they're a 3-4, cover 4, or cover 6, which would be quarter, and half field coverage. Now you're starting to see them get a bit more aggressive. Now you're in that classic 3-4 look.
And you know Bill Atlas loves to attack with that defense around the left end. Cameron Stover scampers for 7 yards, and it's good for an Interstate Batteries first down. Interstate Batteries outrageously dependable, as is this run game.
Well, and you're looking at what was taken care of in the locker room. You're looking at the wide receiver downfield. As soon as his guy cleared him, his hands were off of him. And that was something that they had to address because those type of perimeter runs have gone for big gains but have come back because of downfield holding by the wide receivers.
It's not a long halftime break, so as a coach you have to prioritize what you're talking to with your team in the locker room,
That was
right?
your number one. That was the number one thing he had to address going into the huddle, and he did it.
Man in motion this time, and it's Capon who makes the cut. Capon again into the second level. He drags the defender with him. He has 15 yards, and it's good for another Interstate Batteries first down.
Now, another great adjustment that Newfane has made is that they're noticing that while the DNs are coming upfield, they're over-penetrating. And when they're over-penetrating, they're easily getting kicked out. And you have the inside linebackers playing too close to the line of scrimmage. So right now you're going to start to see the run game for Newfane, if they keep blocking this efficiency, open up.
So this is a game not only between talented players on the field, but you're starting to see that cat and mouse between two veteran head coaches who, by the way, are best friends 364 days a year.
Well, this is a different look. You got a double A gap look, a double wide. They're really trying to do anything to be able to stop this perimeter run.
Pressure came up the middle. Capon gets to the edge before he runs into Josiah Lawrence, number 3. Short pickup for Capon that time.
So you're starting to see this, we call it a Band-Aid effect on defense. You put the guys where they've gone, and if you look back at the tendencies, they're looking at right now, what do they run on first down? What do they run on second down? So that's what they're lining up in. You have seen 4 different front looks by this Wilson defense since the beginning of the second half.
And as they adjust on the field, you saw 37 there, Brock Lepsch, the junior. He's a vocal leader. He can run side to side. They'll count on him to make a big play here to answer this response from Newfane.
Well, I think they've done a good job by isolating him with a lot of motion and a lot of different blocking schemes. They're doing a great job keeping everybody in their feet.
And this time he is sealed off again as Capon once again drags a defender with him down to the 16-yard line. Great block on Lepsch up the middle. Frees Capon for another Interstate Batteries first down into the Just Pizza delivery zone.
They've found something in this series because they've run to the boundary side 4 times in a row now. If you look at what they're doing, you got the defensive end coming up, so he's crashing down. Great job getting up onto the linebacker depth, and you're not going to stop that 6'4", 190-pound kid getting 5 yards.
Devin DiNardo, the 6'2", 250-pound. You talk about size on that offensive line. He was the right guard pulling around that time to stifle the attack from Lepsch in the heart of that defense. Newfane, the 1-point lead thanks to a 2-point conversion successful in the second quarter. Got the ball to start this third quarter. Capon shakes free. Rubel to the outside, brings him down, but it's going to be a horse collar tackle. Tried to bring down the big man, but he committed a penalty in doing so.
Great pursuit. You know, you brought in number 45.
Horse collar defense.
It's such a dangerous play. Michael Rubel has that speed to keep up with Capon. You're watching the right hand up there near the collar of the jersey. Just had the numbers right there. You see that pull on the back of the jersey, but that doesn't look like a penalty.
I think that's a great play. You could have said something about hands to the face by the offensive player, to be honest with you.
The hands to the face on the offensive player very rarely gets called.
Right.
So it looks like Newfane benefits there from the call. And Rubel did all he could. I mean, there you have a quarterback who's officially listed 6'3", 200, probably a little bit bigger than that, against 5'7", 175, doing anything he can to stop him.
Questionable call, but like we said, everybody's on their first game tonight. Slides down to a 4 front.
First down and goal. And the toss. Buttery makes one man miss, shakes off the tackle from Lepsch. He is still going. Buttery across the goal line. He is in for the touchdown. What an effort.
We haven't even talked about the play of the game, but right now I'm going to put that in my vote in. That's a great effort.
A Firth Jewelers touchdown, and Newfane with a 14-7 lead.
A mistake-free drive for the most part, and that's what you had to have coming out. Correct your mistakes. That's a sign of great coaching, great discipline. Here we have that swinging gate again.
And a 2-point conversion can make it a 2-score game.
Absolutely.
So this is a big play here in this game. Jake Morello on the swinging gate. Caught the pass on the initial try. Capon, fake it right side. He's got it.
Now, the problem with that one is they had 3 guys to the inside over the center, because what did they do the first time around? The center released and caught the ball. That time you had too many guys dedicated to that same play, and there was absolutely nobody on an angle that's going to stop a 4.7 40 at 6'3", 195-pound quarterback.
Newfane 16, Wilson 7, and the Newfane offense getting on track to start half number 2. Matt Capon, a big boy, but it's the effort of Aiden Buttery finding the end zone. You're watching the law office of William Mattar's Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Vinyl Outlets.
At Firth Jewelers, we believe in the power of individuality. Our curated collection features one-of-a-kind pieces that express your unique style. From bold and statement-making to delicate and elegant, our wide selection has something for everyone. Discover your perfect piece and go forth to Firth Jewelers. Hey football fans, kick off the season with great style and savings at Firth Jewelers. Save big with Western New York's largest single-store collection of jewelry and lean on the over 200 years of expertise with 4 generations of experience. When you're thinking of jewelry, go forth to Firth.
Conclusion of tonight's game, we'll be selecting the Vinyl Outlet Defense Play of the Game. The Vinyl Outlet, Western New York's best porch, deck, and fence installations. Well, that Wilson defense right now looking for answers. Newfane gets out of their own way on that last possession, and when they are on track, you can see how dangerous they can be with Matt Capon at quarterback.
Well, they've got the offensive line rolling right now, too. Jamar Swanson is a dominant player out there. They're great at the guards. They're getting push. Right now, Wilson is caught in an over pursuit, and the power game and the kick out is really the big play that they had running to the boundary in the very first drive coming off the second half.
I just love the extra effort, too, for Aiden Buttery taking it in. It actually goes in the book as a touchdown pass. It was that little pitch forward by Matt Capon, but you can see how much this rivalry game means to both of these teams with the effort here tonight, and Wilson has won 5 of the last 6, so Newfane and this senior class is looking to make their mark here on opening night.
And they're doing it.
Kickoff angle towards the sideline, out of bounds, so should be good field position for Wilson here. A little pushing and shoving, as you may expect in a game like this going on out there, but right after Newfane puts together a nearly perfect drive, they come right back and kick the kickoff out of bounds.
Well, again, perfection is not going to happen on opening night, but the good part is now Wilson has a decent field position. They have to calm down and answer accordingly. They got to put a long drive together, give their guys, start rotating some dudes in, and start putting the drive back together again.
So that's another Costanzo's kickoff, brought to you by Costanzo's Bakery, and Wilson will have the ball at the 35-yard line.
And we're talking name and likeness stuff here. Costanzo should be working with Buttery. You know what I mean? Give a kid a little pop. I'm just saying. Sorry, a little insight.
You're not on your week 1 game. You're like mid-season form here, Scott. Rubel takes the carry, and he's brought down to the backfield, but we do have a penalty marker at the line of scrimmage on the play. 75, DiNardo made the tackle.
He's been an impressive kid tonight. He's been in everything. He's blowing it up.
A lot of talent on that defensive front for the Panthers.
And he's young, too,
It's going to be a illegal formation penalty, it appears, against Wilson. And Newfane has a decision to make here. Do they accept or decline the penalty?
Illegal formation offense, 5-yard penalty.
We haven't seen a challenge of a pass game downfield. Keep pushing them back. All you've seen so far are 5 to 6 yard. Seen an out route and an in route. I don't think they have the ability to go deep before the pressure gets to the quarterback. You're seeing a great little run. You're going to see some motion here.
Newfane defense that returns 5 of its top 7 tacklers from last season. It's 2 sack leaders. And Capon had a team-high 4 interceptions. Can they try to seal this one away up 2 scores? But you get Rubel to the outside. He takes it to the 40 again. Every time it seems like this game, the pendulum's going to swing one way, someone makes a play, and Rubel has made those big plays for Wilson on offense.
Rubel has been exactly what you said he is. He's lightning, and he's lightning in a bottle, because when you see him come out to the outside, he has primary force, which is an outside guy. You got secondary force from the inside guy and somebody over the top. He runs right through it and gets yards after one cut, and he's doing a great job.
He had a great year last year for the JV team, waiting his turn behind Jack Mahar, who was one of the best runners in all of Western New York last season. Here's Rubel again, and this time he is brought down. DiNardo made the play along with Golden along that defensive front. It's a 3-yard pickup. It'll be third and about 2.
What you're seeing here in the second half from both teams, at least on offense, is a dedication to the running to the boundary. They're running to the short side of the field, and I think you're going to see, kind of a misdirection or some type of big play coming back here. I think they probably got that. They're setting them up because they're watching the field corner right now, who's coming up. He's coming up a bit tight, so you might see a play action go deep to the field right now is what I would expect.
A 3rd down and 2 from the 43-yard line for Wilson inside their own territory. Vic Casadas once again has the reins at quarterback to start this second half. Instead, it's up the middle with Brock Lepsch, who spins and muscles his way for 6 yards. He'll have forward progress out just shy of midfield, and that's good for an Interstate Battery's first down and a big conversion for Wilson.
Well, and Wilson has to get back to who they are. They're a ground and pound. They're not real fancy, but they're doing a nice job here. And again, they've got to own the third quarter and slow down, because if you get off here without some type of score, the way that Newfane is starting to roll, this could get out of hand here real quick.
And with the effectiveness of the running game for the Panthers, they can turn a 12-minute quarter and turn that clock against you really quick here.
Absolutely.
Up by 2 scores.
And they're throwing the ball well when they have to.
It's been a well-balanced game. Penalty flag flies prior to the snap.
Legal substitution, Wilson, 12 guys on the field.
And here in the second half, Wilson hurt by the penalties so far.
Yeah, and again, they're starting to get a little tired. These are mental mistakes. That's all we've got right now. These are mental mistakes.
And I'm glad you mentioned potential fatigue. A warmer night, 70s, still starting to feel like fall. You got that chill in the air, but Newfane, again, a bigger class in Class C, but also 35 players on their roster. Wilson, conversely, tonight, 21 players on their roster coming in, but great speed by Rubel and a great tackle in the open field. Capon tracks him down. It's fun to watch those two go head-to-head. They have a couple of times tonight. It's a 6-yard pickup back to midfield.
But again, as I said, they're staying true. That's their 3rd run to the right in the series. That's a nice little counter play. He's got some great speed, but the angle of pursuit was awesome. Great tackle.
We've talked so much about Capon and his ability on the offensive side of the football. He comes off here and get a quick breather on the defensive side. He's made some big stops for Newfane as well.
Yeah, he's an all-around player. One more year under his belt, he's going to be a scholarship athlete.
At some point, you do have to limit his snaps, especially early in the season, because of how much they're relying on him on the offensive side of the football. Hard count here. And a handoff to Rubel. Again on the right side. Gets a block. Rubel out across the 40 down to the 39. And that's good for an Interstate Battery's first down. He has an 11-yard pickup.
Well, both coaches have found weak spots. And it's their weak side D end to the boundary. You've got your best players to the far side of the field. They are getting up on the linebackers, on the DBs, and they're making big chunks on both sides of the ball. Nice job.
So Wilson, again, running behind that right side of the line as well against that weak side that you're talking about there, Scott. Nathan Hertgrim, the junior, number 70 at right tackle. A key block that time. Landon Mueller, junior right guard, number 60 on that right side. And remember, they had the early injury to Hamza Merrick, a senior and an all-state wrestler. So that forces a change at the left guard position for Wilson. And the ball comes out on the play. It's a fumble. Newfane around it. And the Panthers recover the fumble. Aiden Buttery raises the football into the air. Newfane takes over.
You try to make a slight adjustment, but, there's the old adage, run it until they stop you. And they haven't stopped him yet. They try to go to the left now, and that's just not something that they're doing well, it's a tough one.
Looked like maybe
it almost looked like the quarterback was supposed to pull it and take it himself because you had both guards pulling to the opposite way. So it looked like a Q read. He was supposed to come across, fake, and the quarterback was supposed to pull it up or throw it out in some type of a pass play.
Nice couple of moments here in the last few minutes of this third quarter for Aiden Buttery. He comes up with the turnover and sets his team up.
Aiden Buttery just walked off with a bum ankle. Hopefully it's nothing serious.
First down and 10 from the 42-yard line. The medical staff for Newfane checking on him over on the sideline. You can see him just all the way over to the left of your screen. And he's been playing both ways tonight for Newfane. Big seam right up the middle. Pamela Flowers. Flowers still going. Down to the 31-yard line. What a run by Flowers into the secondary. Dragged down by Lawrence.
One thing you're seeing is the depth of athlete that Newfane has. They're rotating a lot of guys in. Nice counter step off. Brings the line, holds the linebackers long enough, and the D-line. Great contact up to the second level, and just a great acceleration.
Lawrence holding on for dear life here for Wilson. Went for a ride. It's another Interstate Batteries first down. Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable.
Just like when Newfane turned it over and they hit with a big play that took them to set them up for their first touchdown, Wilson's first touchdown, same way they answered, Newfane answered this time around.
Already a 2-score lead for the Panthers thanks to a pair of 2-point conversions. Jeffords chases Capon, delivers on the run downfield, and his pass a little short of his intended target. Spencer incomplete. Good coverage on the play as well.
Yeah, you're seeing some good pressure coming up the middle to flush him out. We've watched Landon Mueller. He's had a pretty nice day today. He got caught for coming off the field. But you got Michael Jeffords that is also playing some great football here today.
Second down and 10 from the 31-yard line. Brian Tripp, Scott Pilkey, coach up here in the booth. On Thursday Night Lights, our season opener, it's a rivalry game between Newfane and Wilson. Newfane again with that 16-7 2-score lead, and on the move again. Capon looks for a block, tries to go to the short side of the field. Just not a lot of space there. Leps drives him out of bounds.
They're still having timing issues with that motion because that guy before the snap, he's supposed to be almost to the tackle.
But it has been that running game, and Matt Capon looks as good as advertised, as we said. And there's so much to consider when you can sprinkle in the passing threat, but his ground attack, his speed, and his physicality has made him a standout here tonight.
And he throws a great ball, too, when he's got the time. He's been rushed out of pocket, hasn't made any stupid mistakes, throws the ball away. I really like the maturity of the kid, even though he's a junior.
And he also has so many weapons at his disposal. Camelo Flowers has had a great game. Aiden Buttery, Nasir Spencer, Mikey Henning made a big catch earlier. So a lot to work with. Nate Snow and Ben Dickinson, the two-headed monster last year. Capon, oh man, he is fun to watch all the way down to the 13-yard line, back into the Just Pizza delivery zone, and another Interstate Batteries first down. He is making it look easy right now.
I know we don't have a stats guy today, but I got to tell you, he's got to be well over 100 yards in his running game. Look at him. He reads the front. Look at the running back get up. Nice block. Just a good position block. No grabbing. And look at number 4. Get your hands off of him. Get your hands off of him. And he was more conscientious of it that time around.
And because of his size, every run gets an additional 2, 3, 4 yards just because of his size.
And you got to remember who's tackling him. These guys are tackling that are a foot shorter than he is and about 30 pounds lighter. So he's starting to wear down the secondary. See how close they are up? I know they're inside the red zone, but this is primed for a great pass if they got it in the seam.
Timeout taken by Chuck Nagel and Newfane here prior to this play. Back into that Just Pizza delivery zone, as we mentioned. 2:38 to go here in the third quarter. Newfane with a 16-7 lead and looking for more. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the law office of William Mattar's Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Vinyl Outlets.
Saturday on Fox.
Quinn Ewers in Texas. Head to the legendary Big House. Watch out! It's Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
The Triple Option Podcast, presented by Wendy's. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Closed captioning is exclusively brought to you by Babsha's Pierogi. Along with the coach Scott Pilkey, Brian Tripp here in the broadcast booth. Newfane looking to add to what is a 16-7 lead, waning moments of this third quarter. And Scott, this is a rivalry game. What does a rivalry game mean in these two small communities?
Well, I think what you're going to see is it's going to go down to the last couple minutes of the game.
Yeah.
You know, and right now you're just seeing everybody's playing very hard. And now it's going to be the people that make the fewest mistakes, turnovers. Right now you're seeing, I think you're going to see Newfane go some seam routes. You haven't seen that since the second quarter, I believe, but you're about to see it here because you see how low. Watch the safeties walk up because they're going to bring blitz right now.
And that led to their first score after Wilson took the 7-0 lead. Instead, it is Capon who again gallops to the outside and a punishing runner. He is 8-yard pickup. And he lowers the shoulder into Josiah Lawrence, who has been on the wrong end of some collisions tonight for Wilson.
Well, he's either going to be a quarterback at the next level or he's going to be a vicious tight end because he is a very powerful and physical guy. I'm surprised at how physical he is. You know, got great vision to the outside. Nice hand into the face, comes up and lowers the boom. And I'm going to tell you what, you don't want to tackle a guy like that every single play when he gets out to the perimeter.
And as the game wears on, as you were just
he's
talking
wearing
about.
down. Yeah, as the game wears on, he's wearing them down. You're seeing little chippy shots here and there.
You may see some business decisions down the stretch. All business for Capon, and Capon inside the 5. Should have enough for a first down. Again, brought to you by Interstate Batteries.
Line up, run the same play right now.
And it is a first down and goal for the Panthers. Already a 16-7 lead. And a chance to add to that here in the final 90
Ryan
seconds.
Thompson come in. You're starting to see them really, I mean, right now, the big guys on the inside at Wilson are gassed, and you can see it. I mean, gentlemen, nobody's throwing their helmets, but a couple guys are dropping their helmets, trying to get some air in, you know, and you can just see the change in the body on the sideline. The body language is so big, but they're playing tough. I think you're going to see a tush push here.
A touchdown and a 2-point conversion could make it a 3-score lead for Newfane. First things first, it is Golden. Golden up the gut and into the end zone. Touchdown, Newfane.
You know, you get out here in these small towns in Niagara County, I know what they do with Golden. When it snows, they put a plow on the front of the young man, and he clears the field. That is a big guy to stop down there in 1-inch land. You know what I mean? It's unreal. That's a great job.
A Firth Jewelers touchdown for Newfane and a 22-7 lead. Again, if they can get it to 24-7 with a 2-point conversion, that would make it a 3-score game. I know it's early in the season, but I think my math's right on that one. Here is the toss. There it is. It is caught. It's successful. And the 2-point conversion is good. This time he drops it off to Cameron Perry. So he's run for 1 and now has thrown for 2 2-point conversions tonight.
You know, it's just a great indication of the coaching and the preparation for this, because this is something that Wilson is going to see again in the season. Somebody's going to watch this film that hasn't run the swinging gate and realize that Wilson doesn't have an answer for it right now. Again, it has a lot to do with the quarterback and the athlete that he is, that holds everybody in place, but they're doing a nice job.
You talked about Golden's size. I want to revisit that touchdown run. He has a really good feel down there around the goal line as well.
He does. You look at, he takes it up the gut, but then he pushes, feels, finds it, and then keeps driving his feet. That's an excellent job by a big man. Now, he might not be on the field as much as he likes, but when he comes in, he's pay dirt. You know, you see this great awareness. He influences the defense with his body to the outside. He gives that look like he's going to run to the corner of the end zone like he did the last swinging gate. Just enough to pull everybody to sneak that guy in there. Nice job. Great execution. Great influence.
And those 2-point conversions can be a real difference maker. 3 for 3 tonight. 3 Firth Jewelers touchdowns. And it is a 24-7 lead.
It's a touchdown. I mean, you're talking 6 points just on your extra. It's a phenomenal thing. You know, special teams. And look where they're placing the ball. Now, they kick it out of bounds again, but I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to place the ball where somebody isn't. Now, that's a young man who knows what he's trying to do. They just got a little bit more work on it.
And that effectiveness will come as the season goes on. That's another Costanzo's kickoff.
I mean, this is a tale of two halves for Newfane. Newfane, very talented group, established, showed some of this in the very first half, but just we're making mental mistakes downfield. Right now, it's the adjustments that the coaches made at halftime, which is the difference between a 1-point game going out at the end of the first half, because this has been all Newfane on both sides of the ball in the third quarter so far.
And this time Wilson elects to have a re-kick here from Newfane. Last time they took it at the 35-yard line, so another Costanzo's kickoff. And by my count, the only two penalties against Newfane here in this second half have both come on kickoffs. They've eliminated the false start penalties, they've eliminated the delay of game penalties, and they've eliminated the holding penalties at the line of scrimmage and downfield.
Just making that adjustment is telling you, when we talked about the kind of mental shape and the physical shape, those things go hand in hand. And when you start getting gassed, you start making little mistakes. And those little mistakes, those little dingers, those compound to break down your game plan.
A touchdown run for Matt Capon tonight. A touchdown pass, a 7-yard shovel to Aiden Buttery, and then the 3-yard touchdown run from Khalil Golden. And Newfane, which trailed 7-0, answered quick and has not looked back, 24-7. And I also revisit, while you were down on the field, Scott, their stop. Wilson had the ball. That is a monster kickoff. Huff all the way back. Huff from his 3-yard line here for Wilson. Will the coverage team get there? He outkicked the coverage team. Good return by Huff out to the 40-yard line.
People say that about me with me and my wife, that I outkick my coverage.
28
just so
years, you said, right?
28, yeah.
Congratulations.
I love her. She's great.
One thing I wanted to bring up, Scott, you were down on the field. Wilson had the ball, first down and 10 from the 13-yard line with about 90 seconds to go in the first half. And not to be lost is the effort of this Newfane defense here as well to contain guys like Huff and the rest of that Wilson offense.
The rotation, you got to appreciate what the coaches are doing. They're letting their best players play, but they're also rotating in some younger guys. It's a real masterful thing, but you got to have the numbers too. We talked about that. Newfane has good young athletes, and they've kept their legs fresh. They're doing a nice job. Great management of the clock and game.
Yeah, Chuck Nagel told me too that this is a group, 25, 30 kids at workouts every single time they took the field or were in the weight room during the course of the summer, and that's been instrumental in their success here tonight. McGinnis makes the catch, tumbles his way for a 9-yard pickup.
It's a second, that's the longest pass that Wilson has had in the day, I believe. It's the longest they've thrown for, and it's the first one I've seen down the seam. Now, that's a good adjustment. I don't know if it's a little too late, because, again, you're seeing that Mike linebacker come up under 5 yards and snuggle up in that A-gap. You got to start throwing the ball a little bit. You're too far behind just to stick to the run.
Down by 3 scores, need some urgency to their response here on offense. Colton Frerich, the senior, is back in at quarterback. Final play of the third quarter. And it's a draw play, handoff to Rubel, who is pummeled as he carries the defender back to the line of scrimmage. Richie Doxey there in that collision. Yeah, it's going to draw a flag. We'll be sure to get another look at it there. It looked like no gain on the play. It would be a 3rd down and 1.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike 82 on the defense. 15-yard penalty.
Aiden Cronkite's the guilty party.
I don't say anything, but that young man just jumped up and down and he was excited. I don't know if he said anything, but he barely did anything but get up and say, yeah, and he gets a penalty. That's a little, you got to have some fun.
How could he not be excited? His team up 24-7, and I think Chuck Nagel in his 13th season, he agrees with you, as he's going to talk to our officials here as we wrap up the third quarter of play here from Newfane. And it is the Panthers with an explosive third quarter, opening up a 24-7 lead. The law office of William Attar's Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Vinyl Outlet. We'll be right back.
Get ready for UB Bulls football on September 14th at 1 p.m. It's Military Appreciation Day. Honor our heroes and cheer on the Bulls as they take on UMass. Gates open at 11:30 a.m. for the Coca-Cola Fan Zone. Get your ticket today at ubbulls.com.
At Hurdle Home Consignment, you'll save money on just what you need for your home. Our inventory changes daily, So come in or go online now to save on bedrooms, save on living rooms, save on dining rooms, save on coffee tables, save on end tables, save on chairs, save on home accents, save on wall art, save on lighting, save on pillows, save on it all. While life is expensive, Hurdle Home Consignment helps you save. In Buffalo, Williamsville, Orchard Park, and online at hurdlehomeconsignment.com.
Get ready for UB Bulls football on September 14th at 1 p.m. It's Military Appreciation Day. Honor our heroes and cheer on the Bulls as they take on UMass. Gates open at 11:30 a.m. for the Coca-Cola Fan Zone. Get your ticket today at ubbulls.com.
Buffalo Plus, we're on the field and behind the scenes. For exclusive Bills content, like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube or find Buffalo Plus wherever you get your podcasts.
This is more than just a job.
We save people.
Go!
This is the most dangerous beach in the world. We have to do it together. All of us.
Go! Good thing we're not in it for the glory.
Rescue High Surf, September 22nd on Fox.
Great night to open the season here. Thursday night lights from Newfane, and the Panthers here at their spectacular home with a 24-7 lead going into the fourth quarter. And first time working with the coach, Scott Pilkey, here, Brian Tripp up in the broadcast booth. This has been a fun one tonight, a rivalry game, and we get to immerse ourselves into Western New York football with these two communities who love these programs, and they've seen a great game.
Well, you know, one of the things that I love about recruiting Western New York is that, you know, you've got a lot of great kids that are under-recruited because they supposedly aren't at these powerhouses. But you watch out here today, there's 3 or 4 kids out here that can absolutely play at the 4-year level.
It's the opening night of NFL action as well. I know the Bills aren't playing, but everyone out here watching these youngsters go at it tonight, and a headlock on Frericks as he takes it down to the 24-yard line. We said we have a lot of wrestlers out there on the field. Again, Cronkite comes in there, a physical player, number 82, and there is an injured Lakeman player down back at the 37-yard line. That is a first down on that carry for Frericks. And that first down brought to you by Express Windows, now installing windows as low as $329, and they can do it within 5 to 6 weeks. And obviously some concern here for the Lakemen about their teammate, and already one key figure on that offensive line going down tonight for a team that does not have a lot of depth because of numbers.
You know, and again, that's one of the things against small schools is that the smaller population. It doesn't mean that they don't have great players. It's just that they don't have an abundance of them like we do at some of the larger schools in Western New York. But you know, I hope he's okay.
Yeah, certainly there. And we don't want to speculate on who it is. We'll get that for you when we come back. You're watching the Law Office of William Attar's Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Vinyl Outlets.
What's our favorite Polish treat? Babcia's pierogi, the tasty dish we love to eat. Babcia's pierogi, with a meal or as a snack. Just one bite and you'll be back. What's our favorite Polish treat? Babcia's pierogi. When you're in town or at home, don't forget to stock up on our favorite. It's gotta be Babcia's pierogi.
So there is the Newfane sideline, 24-7 Newfane in front here as they look to put this one way in the fourth quarter. But right now, Wilson is on the move. It was great to see number 60, Landon Mueller, the offensive lineman, get up and walk off the field under his own power. And right now he's just stretching it out. Looks like he's going to be able to come back into this ball game. This is a big possession. Wilson needs a score, and they need it fast. And so far, so good here for the Lakemen.
Yeah, you know, they're running out of depth, you know. Mm-hmm. So right now this is a gut check, and just to compete as well as we can, you know. So, and they lost 2 critical guys so far, but now, hey, they're putting it on number 7 to try and keep them in this game. Great tackle. Newfane's just that much deeper right now. I think that's what you're seeing.
And now you have number 73, Jacob Mount Pleasant, into the game on offense. 73 See how long it is. And Mueller has his helmet in his hand and see if he can come back into this game. But Frericks last year averaged nearly 8 yards per carry. He's added a nice dimension to the running game here in the second half. The problem is it's a 24-7 game.
Yeah, and you lose one of those big guys that you've grown accustomed to, being you got two guys sitting on the sideline now that are major players for you, and it's only the first game of the season. That's a tough. That keeps coaches up at night.
2nd down and 8, 11 minutes to play. It's Huff on the outside, adjusted, made the catch, and he weaves his way to the 16-yard line. Cronkite made the stop. He'll be a couple yards shy of the first.
Nice little funnel screen here. You see clear out and then come up underneath the blocks. Great job. Look, you get those guys out. Now, arguably, you could have called that a penalty because it was thrown over the line of scrimmage, and the offensive lineman shouldn't have been downfield. But it was a great job. Nobody called it. They didn't get the flag that time.
There's a little bit of a margin for error there on that play. Tonight's closed captioning is brought to you by Babsha's Pierogi.
I'm telling you, Buttery, if he had a name and likeness, could be on both pierogies and the buns. He Costanzas.
I like my pierogies with a little bit of onions on there as well. You can get those different flavors. Batted away at the line of scrimmage. It's Doxey again. Richie Doxey's having a huge night for that Newfane defense.
Yeah, he's all over the place. I mean, they put him in the middle. They put him on the right. They put him on the left. He's a very, very athletic big kid, man. He's got a big future ahead of him, too.
Still 10 minutes.
They just have great athletes here.
Across the board, offense and defense making plays. Let's watch it again.
Look at his range. He sees it, he reacts to it, and he puts his hands up to knock it down. Great work.
That's one of the first things as a coach you tell those defensive linemen, right? If you're not going to get home, get those hands up in the air.
Get in his passing lane.
Well, critical 4th down here. Still 10 minutes to play, but 4th and ball game essentially for Wilson.
It is. I mean...
And they are back inside the Just Pizza delivery zone. So they're on the cusp, but this is a huge play if the Lakemen want to have any chance here for a rally tonight against Newfane. Crowd roaring for the home Panthers on this 4th down. Frericks will throw for it. And it is caught at the 15-yard line, but the tackle made short of the yard line to gain, it appears. Excellent play in the open field by Camlo Flowers. He's been an offensive star tonight, and a great tackle about a half-yard shy of the 1st down.
Well, if you're going to see something positive here, the coaches have to continue to coach, and you're seeing some things here with a little misdirection. You're looking here. You got them crossing the route. You haven't seen this the entire game. Now, it doesn't get you the 1st down, but it doesn't mean it doesn't become part of your arsenal. And that's why you got to open this thing up here, because you don't have the running game you did last year. So a little misdirection, little cue runs, and you might have something in the next couple weeks.
And that may be tonight's Vinyl Outlet Defense Play of the Game. We will find out. That could seal it for Newfane as they get the ball back, and they have been so effective running the football here in the second half.
Yeah, and I think that's what they got to do right now. Nothing fancy, no motion, just run the football, run the clock down, and get out of here with the win, and healthy.
It would be just their 2nd win in the last 7 tries against the Lakemen. About 10 minutes away here from Wilson. And this should be a steady diet of a couple of runs here in this 4th quarter. Camlo Flowers has been the explosive back. He's been complemented well by Cameron Stover, number 1 here tonight as well, as they work as the sidekicks to Matt Capon in that backfield.
Yeah, well, right now you just let Matt Capon hand the ball off. You don't have him run the ball. He did his job. You're winning the game on his legs and on his arm. So right now, let him hand the football off, stay in the huddle, run the clock down, and no more mistakes, no more penalties. Just run this clock down and win the football game.
And you can tell, utilizing all of that play clock here before a 2nd down and 5 from their own 20-yard line. Capon once again hands it off to Stover, and the defense waiting for Stover that time. Initial pursuit in the backfield by Brady Seeley, and a flag flies here late. Jeffords slow to his feet, number 50.
You know, at this time, you got to tell your guys, bring your guys over and say, listen, fellas, if there's a lot of chatter, there's no need for it right now. Let's just get out of this game in one piece and clean it up.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike, number 4 on the offense. Half the distance to the goal, the down counts.
It's been a tough night for Aaron Watkins at times.
Well, you use your hands and then you use your mouth. You don't have to do any of this stuff right now. Just be a disciplined person. He's a great kid. You can tell he's a talented young man. Just, come on. You're winning the game. You don't have to say anything to anybody. Let the scoreboard do the talking.
Well, both these coaches lauded their kids prior to the game. I mean, they just love everyone on both of these teams, what they mean to the program, the work ethic, everything that they do. They expect big years for both of these programs.
Yeah, and winning is a habit, and the way you do things is class, and I think that both programs have played with that today.
Here is Capon. A flag flies in the backfield, and Capon gallops all the way out to the 23-yard line. But once again,
I think we got a hold on the backside.
Yeah, we're going to hear from Corey Brockman, who's going to become the most recognizable man in Western New York.
Yeah, we've got some great players on this field. Both teams, both coaches should be, they're both disciplined programs, and I really am impressed with how they've game plan for each other. Yep. And, this is an impressive first game for these guys today.
Not a whole lot of surprises when these two teams get together, but always a wrinkle or two between Bill Atlas and Chuck Nagel. Both have been along.
Holding 58 on the offense, half the distance to the goal, still third down.
Both have been around for a really long time. It's funny, talking to them, they said when they were a part of the rivalry and dating back into the 70s, 80s, even the early 90s, you never talked to the players on the other team. It's a little bit different today. Everyone kind of knows each other. Social media's changed things. They've played growing up together. But still, when this tilt happens, there is something at stake for these communities.
Yeah, well, it's like one of the reasons why you come out here and you talk to these coaches is because of how invested they are in the relationships with their kids.
3rd and 20, Capon in trouble in his end zone. He throws it downfield. It's intercepted. Maybe it's not over yet. Casares gets the interception, and Wilson will have the ball at the 23-yard line with under 8 minutes to play.
Now you start thinking a couple plays ahead. If you've got a big play in, this is when you throw it, and you got to come right back out with your onside kick. They got to get busy here. Now this is just a young man trying to do too much. Throw the ball out. It's 4th down. Get 4th down, you get it back. Hey. He's not Superman. He's only in 11th grade.
He's looked like Superman a couple of times here tonight, but an early season learning experience for Matt Capon in the game that they're trying to salt away.
Hey, 11-11. Vic Casares, nice job.
And now he is throwing the football and slings it to the outside, in and out of the hands of his intended target, Ryan Huff, a guy who, once again, when you talk to Bill Atlas, he's talked about his ability to make almost every catch, and that time a little contact there as the ball arrived, breaking that pass up.
Well, we talked about the rivalries and their quarterback, on the Wilson side of the ball, his brother was a great one as well. So his name, I think what you're starting to see here, honestly, they came in here as a running team, but in the 4th quarter, you're starting to see the quarterback make a difference here. He's running the ball a little bit. He's throwing the ball pretty well. They got to let him do more of what he does.
And we've seen it with 2 quarterbacks here tonight for Wilson. Great open field tackle. And McGinnis, the scat back, made the catch, but he was greeted immediately by Aiden Buttery, who's had a big game for that Newfane defense.
Yeah, he's been all over the place, and it makes it hard to find out who the best offensive player and defensive player of the game is because there's so many guys on both sides. Nice little sidearm throw, great pursuit. These guys, it's the end of the game, almost the end of the game, but you're seeing them as fresh. This team's in great shape.
Folks in Buffalo will love this comparison, though, that Bill Atlas shared with me before the game about Ted McGinnis, who made that catch. He said, he's like their Cole Beasley.
Yeah.
You can even see the managers on the sideline getting pumped up there after the stop. Newfane tries to put this one away. And under pressure, Casares goes down. Richie Doxey, what a night.
And
yes, he deserves to flex.
Yeah, he's been great all day. He's been great all day. Really, really fun to watch player.
You talk about Capon on offense, and then to combine him with Doxy on defense, that's a pretty impressive pair right there.
Yeah, they're going to be tough to beat this year because they're you look at the size of the schools, right? Everybody tries to judge the size of the schools. But really, I would say Newfane has as many athletes as some of the mid-class schools, and they're pretty deep. I mean, they're pretty deep.
Last year, finished in second place, Section 6, C North. Here's a 4th and 15. Gotta have it. Pressure again. Casadas throws, leaping, and it is incomplete, knocked away.
Get up,
Capon
son.
broke it up.
Good job.
Yeah, great to see his intended target, Lawrence, get to his feet. Almost made a spectacular catch, and Capon came in and broke it up at the last moment. It would have been enough for a first down.
Well, if I'm Coach Atlas right now, this is a tough learning experience. Yeah. It's not necessarily a loss. You got to look at it as a learning experience. The kid goes up for it. It would have been a beautiful catch. But again, you've got your quarterback coming over the top, making sure that he's not catching that ball, right? That kid's everywhere. This is what you've got here. You've got depth everywhere, and you've got athletes that can play both sides of the ball, and they're just playing. They're playing more aggressively, even as the game is winding down.
And that's a player who's been on the field for almost every snap on offense and defense tonight. Too aggressive. Jeffords on the offside,
and they're still learning. That's the first time they've changed the snap count the entire game. They get 5 yards. That's what good coaches do. Even when you're winning, you're still learning. Even when you're losing, you're still learning.
I want to add something to one of the points you made right there. Look, this game is incredibly important, but it is a non-league game.
Right.
So for both coaches, they wanted to win tonight, but they wanted to see foundational building blocks for the rest of the season.
And I think that's what you have in both of these guys is that, the coaches are fantastic. There's not a lot of mistake. I mean, there's been penalties, mental mistakes, but they've been both class organizations today. They're respectful of each other. I'm impressed with the first game of the season here from both programs.
And Scott, as you know, this is really important for both of these programs. The continuity year in and year out. In small New York communities, you need that continuity, and both coaches have that, not only with their tenure as head coach, but their entire staffs.
Well, look at the stands here. You don't have enough kids in the community to have multiple programs. You have everybody that comes here. You've got you've got fathers who played here back in the 80s. You've got coaches that played here back in the 80s. They stay here because there's something special here.
It's been a special game tonight. Another great rivalry matchup between Wilson and Newfane. Wilson took a 7-0 lead. We were scoreless after one quarter of play. Wilson scored 7-0, and then it's been all Newfane, 24 unanswered points since.
Yeah, then again, what does it come down to? Who made the fewest mistakes? And that's just what it come down to. Newfane showed in the first half that if they had, this could have been a much bigger score had Newfane been a little bit more disciplined in the very first half. You know what I mean? But it was because of their mistakes and a turnover that kept it so close. But they're showing that they can adapt, and they're growing as a program.
I think it's fair to say the bigger, better, and deeper team's going to win the game tonight. But that doesn't mean Wilson, especially playing in Class D, doesn't have a chance this year, because we've seen some really good things tonight going against a really talented Newfane team, which leads at 24-7. And Newfane's going to take a timeout here with 5:15 to play in this fourth quarter. You see them talking over there to their head coach, Chuck Nagel, and it's been an impressive performance by not only their offense tonight, 24 unanswered points, but their defense ever since that second quarter score from Wilson has been smothering tonight. And let's take a look at tonight's vinyl outlet, Defense Play of the Game, and Richie Doxy. Who else involved coming off the end?
Yeah, and Doxy just, it's a great program. He's He's one of those defensive ends that has control of his body. He set up an outside move. He's taken the inside release. He's really caused a lot of havoc in that backfield. He's flexible, he's athletic, and he's resilient, and they can put him anywhere. He's somebody who's probably going to be an all-Western New York candidate this year, to be honest with you.
And that play comes in the final minute of the first half when Wilson, trailing 8-7, had the ball inside the Just Pizza delivery zone, and going in to score, Wilson could have had the lead going into the locker room. Instead, Newfane led by 1. Got the ball to start the second half and never looked back. That's a big turning point in a game. It seems so long ago, especially the way the second half has transpired. But that stop right there from the 13-yard line, subsequent sacks, a couple of sacks as you were getting ready down there on the field, that's a huge sequence that helps decide the result tonight.
Well, and what you can tell by a great player is the consistency, not just in a couple of plays, but over the course of quarters. And his game got better. He's finishing, knocking down balls. He's hustling, and he's you can just tell he's the heartbeat of that defense.
Got to look there at the Wilson defense and number 28, Michael Rubel on the field defensively. I think what he's done tonight offensively for Wilson gives you a lot of optimism replacing Jack Mahar here in 2024.
I agree. I think that Wilson, when they play, when they learn from this game, I think they're going to win a lot of football games this year.
Capin under pressure. There is that Wilson defense. Brock Lepsch with the sack. We haven't called his name a lot tonight. Newfane has game planned offensively to negate what he's done.
This is where you've got to find your backup quarterback and put him in. Because this young man, he just took a sack, and he doesn't need to take a sack this late. You don't want to lose him in a game where he doesn't have to be out there right now. And this is one of those plays. And I'm not saying anything negative, but he got up limping a little bit, and you just put the other kid in. Get somebody else some reps, because right now he does not need to be on your field the rest of the evening.
Especially dangerous rolling over like that. You watch the leg, the knee, the ankle. He does appear to be okay, but that's a physical kid coming in.
Well, and you got to remember, it's a long season,
So 24-7 Newfane in front. We were just talking about the big swing in this game. It was a 7-0 lead early for Wilson. Rubel sets up the touchdown by Vic Casatis, a 1-yard touchdown run. Took him a while to get in, finally crossed the goal line in for the touchdown against that Newfane defense. Newfane, next possession, goes down and scores. Obviously a big game for Matt Capin at quarterback, not only with his legs, but great pass by Capin to Flowers there. He finished it with the touchdown plunge himself. A big story, the 2-point conversions with the swinging gate tonight.
Yeah, he's just an all-around player. And what you can see with this plays like the swinging gate, he's somebody that can influence other people to be out of position.
Buttery with the touchdown. Great effort getting it in, and this is where Newfane started to take over. Capin, another 2-point conversion, made it a 2-score game at 16-7. Khalil Golden punches it in. Eventually they convert on a 2-point conversion again and take a 24-7 lead, and their defense has been smothering Wilson here in this entire second half. Punt out to the 50-yard line on a 4th and 20 for Newfane with 4:07 to go in the fourth quarter, and Wilson will take over trailing 24-7. But again, you look back, Wilson early was right in this, some defensive stops, and then Newfane really got in a rhythm and didn't look back offensively.
Well, and I think that Coach Atlas has been around long enough to where he's going to be able to take what he did to try to get back into this game and realize that they have more of a passing game than they probably planned for in the beginning. So you've got some variety in some young quarterbacks, and I think you've got a passing game that can open your run game up. So I've been impressed with the adjustments the coaches have made, and really kudos to getting rid of the penalties and things of that in the second half.
There's some things that you expect to see in week number 1. Penalties are certainly that, and they say as a coach, right, the biggest growth then becomes what strides do you make from week 1 to week 2. So we look forward to seeing that moving forward. Brady Seeley gets in space and wiggles his way across the 40-yard line. It's a 12-yard pickup, and that is good for an Express Windows first down. Again, you're seeing some playmakers for this Wilson offense, and I look forward to seeing what this team does the rest of the year as well.
Well, sometimes the greatest invention comes out of necessity. When you're trying to play with a team has a running quarterback that can pass, and you've got to realize you also have that in your arsenal. Now that's a horse collar. There it is.
McGinnis dragged down to the 32-yard line. Great to see him get right back to his feet. Aiden Buttery made the play, and he's still down on the sideline.
Got a calf cramp.
Yeah, he's being stretched out by one of his teammates there, Tristan Smith, Jr., stretching him out. Yeah, it was a, no doubt, horse collar tackle that time.
So foul, horse collar, 2 on the defense, 15-yard penalty.
Sometimes those cramps come after a horse collar. Just saying, just a suggestion.
You've seen that from maybe one or two of your players over the years?
I've probably done that over.
Yeah, you yourself.
I'm not saying he's not cramping up, okay? I'm just saying sometimes go, ooh, I pulled a hamstring, but I don't have a hamstring,
We don't have a Thursday night lights game next week because the Bills are playing on Thursday. Yeah. But I can't wait this rest of the schedule looks great. I know there's a doubleheader tomorrow that our crew is going to cover at the Dome over in Syracuse. This should be another great season of high school football here in Western New York. We get to see 2 teams that we expect in their class to be really good this year. Yeah. But there's some great teams all across the Buffalo area.
Well, Section 6 football, Section 5 football, New York State football in general. You've seen a great expansion of our kids going on to 4-year colleges, Division I, Division II, Division III, and I dare say the best development program in the Northeast, Erie Community College, which I work for. So it's shameless, just like the butter guy with the pierogies and the Costanzas. So I really hope he's okay, but hopefully it's just a cramp. Yeah, I'm not trying to make light of the young man being hurt, and hopefully he's just going to walk it off. Because I think he's just cramping. The last time I saw anybody walk like that was my 80-year-old grandmother. So, I hope he's okay.
Yeah, I hope it's not him over there.
But they would already have him off if he wasn't just cramping up. Heck of a game by that young man, all over the field. So hats off to Buttery. He did a great job today.
Yeah, you go up and down that Newfane. You can point to so many players. Capon and Flowers, Buttery, both Doxies. Everyone along, the guys who don't get the glory are the guys along that offensive and defensive line. You talked about Jamar Swanson, Devin DiNardo, Jack Cole on that right side at right tackle. It really has been, for all the headlines that Capon will get this year, it's a team effort for Newfane.
Well, when you see Buttery walking off where he's cramping up, that's leaving it on the field. I make some jokes and stuff, but, try to keep it light, and hopefully the young man's okay. But, he left it on the field. Yeah. He gave everything. That's why his body's cramping up now. Bad snap.
From inside the Just Pizza delivery zone, and Frericks gets it away. Did not get back to the line of scrimmage. There was no receiver in the area.
And I don't think he got outside the tackle box. But at this rate, if there's something that the ref shouldn't call right now, let the kids play it out. Nobody got hurt.
Well, they haven't been afraid to throw the flag tonight.
Is he waving it off? No, he's throwing it.
Intentional grounding on the offense, number 7.
The loss is down. So just another penalty there against Wilson, and a loss of down on the play due to the intentional grounding. 24-7, Newfane here tonight, 3:31 to go in the fourth quarter. This one looks all but wrapped up tonight. That means Newfane's going to take home tonight's the Law Office of William Matar Thursday Night Lights Trophy, designed by Niagara Awards. That will be awarded after the game to the Panthers of Newfane, looking to build on a 6-3 season. Last year, started the year 6-0, had some injuries down the stretch. This year they look to seal the deal, and they faced a little adversity tonight, trailed 7-0 before 24 unanswered points. Michael Rubel dancing his way through the secondary.
There you go.
The pylon. What a run!
See, now that's got to be part of your arsenal, okay? You're showing some variety. This is what you do. You don't quit. You're here. You finish the game 10 points down, but you still have 3 minutes left. So you get an onside kick, you throw another couple balls like that. This is a new game. And they still have 2 timeouts?
2 timeouts left for Wilson, and that allows us to acknowledge Firth Jewelers once again. That's a Firth Jewelers touchdown. Go Forth to Firth.
Love it.
Say that one 5 times fast.
I'm surprised, like the calves cramp up. I'm surprised your tongue didn't cramp up after saying that one. Nice job by that kid. You know, they've got some really good talent on both teams here.
Here's Frericks, a senior, getting them lined up. They can ill afford to use the timeout here prior to this point after. It's a crucial point after to make it a 10-point game. And it is no good. The kick low by Brock Lepsch.
But you got to appreciate the fight. It's a great job.
24-13, Newfane in front. Wilson leaving it all out there on the field. Do they have a last-minute comeback in them tonight? Find out what a run here by Wilson and Michael Rubel after the catch. He's in for the touchdown. You're watching the Law Office of William Mattar's Thursday Night Lights presented by the Vinyl Outlet.
Bob's Discount Furniture presents this year's biggest challenge. It's time to dare to compare. It's got action. It's got suspense. It's got beeps and boops and dings and whomps and more savings than you'll believe on living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, mattresses, home accents, and more. And best of all, you get to play too. Now open in Orchard Park and coming soon to Amherst. See how much you can save when you dare to compare. In store or at mybobs.com.
Newfane High School, the site tonight, as we welcome you into a new season of Thursday Night Lights, the Law Office of William Mattar's Thursday Night Lights presented by the Vinyl Outlets. And it is a 24-13 lead for Newfane. This game looked wrapped up. Wilson and a great catch and run by Michael Rubel into the end zone for a touchdown. And again, he is that lightning guy, the electricity, no pun intended, really, for that offense. And now you, in all likelihood, have an onside kick attempt coming here for Wilson. And how much, really, as a coach, early in the season in camp, you know, how much have you practiced this? But we'll get to see it in week number 1.
Well, the good thing is they already did it. You know, they didn't do it with much success. So now they're at least getting another opportunity. And again, you may not win this game, but you got to keep fighting until the clock runs out.
Don't forget, after the game, we'll have our trophy presentation. We'll look back at this one and look ahead to what's coming up the rest of the season. Great hospitality here tonight at Newfane High School. What has to happen here for Colton Frericks for this to be a successful onside kick? It's very rare to see successful these days.
Well, you know, I think that, you know, they're bringing in the right people. They've got their hands guys out there, but nice job. You know, this Newfane team knows exactly what they're supposed to do, and they had their hands team up front. And great sure-handedness, and there you go.
It's great to see Watkins make that play, too. He's had an up-and-down night tonight. But every time that something's gone against him, he's come right back, and he's stuck with it.
He's been great on special teams. So, you know, he did his part tonight, blocking downfield. Just little things they had to work on, and I don't think anything else is a negative. I mean, I think every kid on this field has played their butt off tonight, and they're continuing to compete.
2 timeouts for Wilson. 1 timeout one first down rather should put this away for Newfane. Matt Capon does remain in the game, and we expect to see him hand that football off this time for the Panthers. Start at midfield after the failed onside kick attempt. Cameron Stover with them in the backfield. Stover does tote the rock on first down. He's met right at the line of scrimmage. Second effort picks up a yard or 2. And is still fighting for that extra yardage here in the final minutes of this game. Jeffords in there for the tackle along that line. Brady Seeley coming in from his linebacker position as well. So it'll be second down and 9 for Newfane. And Wilson did not use its timeout yet, one of its last 2 timeouts. Ball security imperative here. That's the biggest thing for Newfane.
Yeah, you know, they've done a nice job. Now they're going to finish it out. Hopefully they don't put their quarterback in any more jeopardy. He's played a heck of a game on both sides of the ball.
That's the coach, Scott Pilkey. They like to throw the pass, trying to catch Wilson off guard there. It's a high percentage pass completion. It is caught, but a loss of 1 on the play into the hands of Richie Doxey on the offensive side of the football. And now Wilson will use one of its final 2 timeouts prior to this 3rd down and 10.
Hey, everything that you're doing here is about clock management. It's about making sure that now what are they doing? They're getting a 2-minute offense ready. Because even if they lose the game by a couple of points, they want this to be as close as possible.
So 3rd down and 10 from midfield for Newfane. I know we felt like it was over up here in the booth, but you got to credit Wilson. They've at least made this, and they put a couple extra seconds, 2:23 on the clock here in the 4th quarter. Wilson really not backing down without a fight, and they're leaving it all out there on the field.
Yeah, and again, every kid is learning. You're seeing, they brought up guys from JV. They've got the varsity. This is a tight team, and this is how you build legacy.
Yep.
Is you bring the young guys up for games like this, and a couple of them have played tonight, out of necessity.
Program last year 7-3 in the regular season, made it to the big stadium at the end of the year. So a lot of history, not only in this matchup, but these are 2 programs last 5-10 years that have really been successful. Newfane changing the direction of its program the last few years, incredibly successful. It's Capon, and Capon picks up 1 yard, greeted quickly in the backfield by Sealy, broke that tackle, but again, just a 1 yard gain, and Wilson will use its final timeout. But they'll get the football back, down 11, however, with 2:17 to play here in this 4th quarter. Matt Capon, one last carry there on that 3rd down. It'll be a 4th down and 9, but man, he has had a monster game tonight for Newfane.
He has. I mean, a lot of guys don't have careers like this in one season, and this young man is only a junior. He's in 11th grade. He's number 11. He's a physical kid who continuously makes plays. And he's being chased down by the back, but he still has the wherewithal to pop that in, and then he reaches out over the top, sacrificing his body. I mean, and he's still charged up, and he's still competing and taking the ball with 2 minutes left to go. I mean, I don't know if this is the coach letting him do it, or if this kid just give me the ball. Until the whistle blows, this is how I go.
Couple of road games coming up next for Newfane, and with that physicality, he'll have to carry that over the rest of the season. He's so big, it shouldn't matter. He'll hold up over the course of a long year.
He just had a tremendous game. I mean, sometimes you just got to sit back and watch these things play out. And there he is on the sideline, just a tremendous athlete. Great effort tonight.
Great recovery on the low snap that time. A rare play that he gets to sit and watch. Ball checks up to the 30-yard line. So with 2:08 to play and no timeouts remaining for Wilson, that's where the Lakemen will take over. 1st down and 10, trailing by 2 scores. And really good job by Newfane to take that low snap. That could have been disaster. That's the last thing that any coach wants to see on special teams.
Yeah. But the game plan was sound on both sides. Mm-hmm. Again, we're talking about an 11-point game here, and it could have been a lot worse. So, Wilson, even though they got a little banged up, made their adjustments, kept their team in it with some big plays, and I'm happy to see that Coach Atlas, even if this results in a loss, Coach Atlas realizes now that his offense has more flexibility than maybe he came into this game thinking it had.
Great to see number 60, Landon Mueller, back in there for
Tough
Wilson.
Kid.
You talk about
kid.
Some of those guys banged up. Obviously, Merrick banged up early in this game, forced them to change things on the offensive side of the football. But great to see Mueller back in there. So important not to have any injuries, long-term injuries, come out of this first week. Doxey just made another tackle, by the way, on that 1st down carry from Michael Rubel. Michael Rubel, the 2 long runs. He had the catch and run for the touchdown here in this 4th quarter. He had a really nice opening night.
He's going to have a special season. They're going to do well. Wilson's a good football team. They're well coached.
Scampering to his right. Casatis down the sideline, scoots out of bounds, and they're going to mark it at the 41-yard line, so that is good for an Express Windows 1st down.
Best part about watching Wilson is that they're still competitive You know, they've battled back. This could have gotten ugly in the third quarter, but they made their adjustments, kept everybody out of the end zone. I mean, and really they spread the ball around pretty nicely, you know, with the two quarterbacks. So I'm impressed with how well that Wilson was able to hold it together.
I know Newfane obviously is defending differently than it did over the first three quarters, but you've seen some different players get involved for Wilson. I think that's something for them to build on moving forward.
100%, and that's how you develop depth. You know, when people go down, the next guy in. You know, that's just the way this game is. And, you know, a lot of people think that our sport's in trouble. But when you come to small schools and you see the pride, the loyalty, the dedication to the game, that's really special.
Casatis on the draw to Rubel, nowhere to go. Golden in the backfield, brought him down just after he got the handoff.
And that was Golden.
Great atmosphere here tonight. You know, the cheerleaders, outstanding, great hospitality. You're talking about a great PA announcer here to our right.
You know, not only does he run over you when he's going in for the end zone, but he runs in over you for one last tackle at the end of the game. Nice work.
You know what really set the tone for this one tonight? Jonathan, the outstanding student from Newfane who performed the national anthem prior to tonight's game.
Did a great job, didn't he?
Yeah, he was awesome. It's been fun with our entire Thursday Night Lights crew here as well. Great work by our entire crew here tonight on opening night. I don't think it's been opening night at all for this crew. It seems like they've been a couple of weeks into this season already here. Well, Scott, you're going to head down to the field here in just a moment to hand out that trophy, but what a great way to start the season.
Yeah, it was just, you know, being down on the field, being up here, having different perspectives. You know, you really see that there's a great atmosphere, and small school football is not small school in these neighborhoods. This is religion out here. Nice job.
Huff makes the catch. Huff still fighting for extra yardage. May have fumbled the football on the play. They're going to rule him down first. So he was down first before Cronkite hopped on that football. Golden came all the way out from his D tackle position to put his nose in there as well. 40 seconds remaining here in this fourth quarter. And Wilson with a 4th down and 9. Again, don't forget to stick around after the game here for our trophy presentation coming up. The law office of William Matara Thursday Night Lights trophy designed by Niagara Awards coming up post-game on the field as Newfane leads it 24-13 final seconds here in front of their home fans. Just their second win against rival Wilson in the last 7 years. Over the middle, in and out of the hands of the intended target and intercepted. There's the cherry on the top for Newfane. Picked off on the deflection by Mikey Henning. And with 11 seconds left, Newfane will take just one final snap and take home the trophy tonight. Let's watch this interception by Henning in and out of the hands of Seeley. Great job climbing the pocket by Casatis. And then Seeley couldn't hang on. Henning, Johnny on the spot, and an exclamation point on a big rivalry win on opening night that can set the tone for your season moving forward. You can see how much that means to that Newfane sideline. Embrace there between Chuck Nagel and Aiden Buttery, who had a touchdown tonight. It was a big part offensively and defensively. Left the game earlier with what we surmise and do believe to be cramping. It's great to see him back in there as well. And the best play in football coming up here, believe for Newfane. They're not in victory formation just yet. And Capon, in all likelihood, just going to take this one and take a knee. We shall see here. 11 seconds left. Newfane 24, Wilson 13. The final trouble with the snap. He lands on the football, and that is how it will end here tonight. Final seconds tick off the clock. And the law office of William Matar's Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Vinyl Outlet, begins with a week number 1 win, 24-13 for the Newfane Panthers. Newfane, you can see the celebration already ensuing for them, and they'll get their trophy here in just a moment. So many familiar faces, these two schools, neighboring communities, the great sportsmanship after the game. They'll shake hands here. So much, they left it all on the line, both teams tonight, and Newfane wins it to pick up the win on opening night and improve to 1-0 on the season. 24-13 our final. Stick around for postgame. This is the law office of William Matar's Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Vinyl Outlet. 24-13 our final here tonight from Newfane High.
At Express Windows, you can get high-quality vinyl double-hung windows starting at only $329. And for a limited time, Buy 3, get 1 free on Energy Star most efficient triple pane windows. Express Windows. Fast, easy, affordable.
Power outages can be unpredictable, inconvenient, and disruptive to your life, posing a real threat to your family's comfort and safety. When the power goes out, you have no lights, no refrigeration, no heating or air conditioning.
The winds are not letting up at all here. We're going to see some power outages.
The number one thing to prepare for is extended power outages.
Are you prepared? You can be with a Generac home standby generator. When a power outage occurs, your Generac home standby generator automatically powers up using your home's existing natural gas or propane, so your life goes on without disruption. You and your family are comfortable, safe, and secure. Stay tuned to get over a $700 value free on the most popular home standby generator in the world.
With the Generac, we don't have to worry about whether we lose power or not. If the utility company does not come through, our Generac does.
Having the Generac generator, I felt secure that if there was a power outage, I didn't have to worry about it, that there would be heat in the home, there wouldn't be busted pipes.
After the hurricane happened, we just want to be prepared for anything.
Generac generators are designed, engineered, and built for the purpose of generating power. 8 out of 10 home generators are Generac and have thousands of satisfied customers.
How many times have you heard people say, I never want to go through that again? Well, the next time that you go through it, don't make it so hard on yourself. Have a Generac home standby generator.
Call or go online now to request your free quote with one of Generac's nationwide dealers. And if you call now, you'll receive a free 5-year warranty valued at over $700. The call is free, the quote is free, and there's no obligation to buy. Call or go online now so the next time there's a power outage, your home powers up. Power your life with Generac. Call or go online to request your free quote today.
At Express Windows, you can get high-quality vinyl double-hung windows starting at only $329. And for a limited time, buy 3, get 1 free on Energy Star most efficient triple pane windows. Express Windows. Fast, easy, affordable.
Rivalry matchup here tonight at Newfane High School, and Newfane turns an early 7-0 deficit into 24 unanswered until the end, and it ends up as a 24-13 win for the Panthers over their rivals from neighboring Wilson. 24-13, the final score here tonight. Scott's down on the field with the winning head coach, Chuck Nagel.
We're standing down here with the winning coach, Coach Nagel, and his team. Great opening game. Coach, what do you think about the guys' performance in the second half?
Man, gritty, tough, aggressive. They played like a brotherhood that they are, and cleaned up a little bit, but we still got a lot to go. But, man, these boys made me proud tonight.
Well, like I was just saying to your boys, we're very proud to have one of your alumni at Erie Community College, Nathan Snow, but it looks like you haven't missed a beat. So who was your biggest performance from today on offense and defense? Who gave you the best performance, in your opinion, today, sir?
I'm going to say offensive line, our blocking by our skills guys, and I got to give the guy to Matt Capon, man. The kid made it happen all over the place. He got churned for extra yards when we needed them, and when we needed a first down, we looked his way.
Well, Coach, I'm going to tell you what. This is the William Matar Thursday Night Lights 2024 game winner. Hey, boys, come on up here and enjoy this. Congratulations, Coach. Bringing it back up to you guys. Thank you very much. Have a great night, everybody.
Scott, get out of the way down there. What a celebration ensuing after the game for the Newfane Panthers as they enjoy our trophy tonight that is designed by Niagara Awards. They earned it, and I love that Chuck Nagel pointed out the team effort there, not only in the first half, but the second half they clean things up, and they come out of here with a 24-13 victory tonight. All of us would like to take a moment to thank our wonderful sponsor partners at the law office of William Matar, the Vinyl Outlet, Aesthetic Associates Center, and the University at Buffalo, who, through their contributions to the program, make these games possible for you viewers at home so you can enjoy celebrations for young men just like this who are enjoying this. We'd also like to thank our great sponsor supporters for their contributions to our 2024 Thursday Night Lights telecasts: Express Windows, Interstate Batteries, Firth Jewelers, CSL Plasma, and Babsha's Pierogi, Costanzo's Bakery, and Just Pizza. We'd also like to thank tonight's participating high schools and their administrators for their continuing support, Wilson High School and our host, Newfane High School. Great week number 1 game here tonight. We're not with you next week. We're back on September 19th. Thursday Night Lights continues. Iroquois and South Park at All High Stadium. Can't wait to be back with you then. Hopefully that game can duplicate this effort here tonight, maybe even top it as we continue here in the 2024 season. So great work by our entire crew tonight. For Scott Pilkey, I'm Brian Tripp here in the broadcast booth saying so long from Newfane High School. We'll talk to you September 19th. Tonight, the Panthers win it 24-13, the final. They'll have bragging rights for the next 365 days over their friends from Wilson. 24-13, the final here tonight. Wilson and Newfane in a tussle. We'll talk to you next time. Thanks for tuning in to the law office of William Mattar's Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Final Outlets.
Would like to take a moment to thank the wonderful sponsor partners, the law offices of William Mattar and the Final Outlet, who through their contributions to this program make these games possible for you viewers at home. We would also like to thank our other great sponsor supporters for their contributions to our Thursday Night Lights telecast: Aesthetic Associates, the University of Buffalo, Interstate Battery, Express Windows, Babcha Pierogi, Costanzo's Bakery, Willoughby Insurance, Firth Jewelers, T Market Plumbing, Just Pizza, and CSL Plasma. And we would especially like to thank tonight's participating high schools and their administrators for their continued support.
Looking to elevate your lawn care game? Middleport Tractor carries the incredible line of Ferris zero-turn lawnmowers featuring patented suspension technology for unmatched comfort and precision. Middleport Tractor, 86 Telegraph Road and middleporttractor.net.
Get ready for UB Bulls football on September 14th at 1 p.m. It's Military Appreciation Day. Honor our heroes and cheer on the Bulls as they take on UMass. Gates open at 11:30 a.m. for the Coca-Cola Fan Zone. Get your tickets today at ubulls.com.
At Hurdle Home Consignment, you'll save money on just what you need for your home. Our inventory changes daily, so come in or go online now to save on bedrooms, save on living rooms, save on dining rooms, save on coffee tables, save on end tables, save on chairs, save on home accents, save on wall art, save on lighting, save on pillows, save on it all. While life is expensive, Hurdle Home Consignment helps you save. In Buffalo, Williamsville, Orchard Park, and online at hurdlehomeconsignment.com.
You've got to help me. I just don't know where to turn. I can't live in that house anymore. It's a money pit. The heating bills are too high. The roof needs replacing, so do the windows. I can't handle the upkeep. It's too much. My husband says sell, but how can we? It's full of old junk. I just want the nightmare to end.
You need to call Buffalo Brick and Mortar for a free quote today. We'll buy your house in as-is condition, no closing costs. We'll make your problem our problem.
Buffalo Brick and Mortar. It's just what the doctor ordered.
Get ready for UB Bulls football on September 14th at 1 p.m. It's Military Appreciation Day. Honor our heroes and cheer on the Bulls as they take on UMass. Gates open at 11:30 a.m. for the Coca-Cola Fan Zone. Get your tickets today at ubulls.com.
Who doesn't love a good nickname?
I love you, Boopy.
Hey, Boopy, 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 Soapy.
Are you done? The Goldbergs.
Weeknights on My TV Buffalo. We now join our regularly scheduled program already in progress.
Amen. Hey, baby. What's wrong?
Is it that obvious?
Well, you are outside where birds live.
True. I'll make it quick. I'm experiencing what the Germans call Weltschmerz.
Uh-huh. And what do Americans call it?
The pain of the world.
Sounds more fun in German.
Most things do.
Sit. Tell me why you have... What is it?
Weltschmerz.
Weltschmerz.
It's recently come to my attention that everybody lies and you can't believe a thing that comes out of anyone's mouth.
I don't think everybody lies. You don't lie.
No, but perhaps to get by in the world is the skill I should cultivate.
I hope you don't. I love your honesty.
I want to believe you.
You should, because I'm your mother and I would never lie to you.
I would never lie to you either.
So I guess not everybody lies.
I heard what you said in your prayer, and I don't think you're failing as a mother.
Thank you. I think you're a pretty great son yourself.
I know I'm difficult.
There is not a single thing about you I would change.
My mom promised she would never lie to me, and she never did.
Attention homeowners, Mad City Baths is looking for 50 homeowners who need a new bath or shower. Mad City is New York's trusted bathroom remodeler with installations in as little as 1 day. We're also your local provider for replacement windows and kitchen cabinet refacing. And now, 50 homeowners who call will receive 75% off installation on a new bath or shower. 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 24 months. Senior and military discounts. Call during this program and receive a free $50 Walmart gift card with in-home estimate. And a bonus, the first 50 homeowners who call now will receive a vacation voucher with purchase of a new bath or shower, used for a condo, hotel stay, or a cruise.
I was really happy with the way things fit. My wife loves it.
Mad City has more than 50,000 satisfied customers and an A+ rating with the BBB. Our bath and shower installations are backed with our double lifetime labor warranty. Plus, with Mad City's price lock guarantee, we'll lock your price in for 1 year. And remember, we're looking for 50 homeowners who need a new bath or shower. We want to evaluate our custom bathing solutions in real homes and pass along promotional pricing. Choose a new walk-in shower or walk-in tub infused with microban, and then take a vacation on us. 50 homeowners who call now will receive 75% off installation, 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 24 months. You'll get a free $50 Walmart gift card with estimate. Plus, the first 50 homeowners who call now get the bonus. Receive a vacation voucher with purchase of a new bath or shower. Call now. Have your zip code and location ready to qualify. 50 homeowners will get these special savings. From Buffalo throughout Western New York, call 716-261-1261. That's 716-261-1261.
Hi, this is Father Chapin, host of Daily Living with Father Chapin. You know, sometimes the Bible can be a bit confusing, so we bust it down like a fraction. We're asking questions along the way. Questions like, what do these Gospels have to do with me? How can I become light in this present darkness? Join us every Sunday morning at 9 on My TV Buffalo as we consider God's Word and how we might be able to apply it into our daily living.
Hey.
Mom send you?
No. She also doesn't know I'm here, so let's keep that between us.
All right.
Where's your Meemaw?
Not here. She leaves me in charge when she's gone.
Is that right?
I also handle stuff in the laundromat.
Well, good for you.
So, you're okay with me working here?
Yeah, since I've never been here, we never had this conversation. Sure.
Cool. Want to give it a spin?
These things really pay out?
All the time. Not that one. We call it the homebreaker.
Which one, man?
That one's your buddy.
Look at me. I want $2.
President Hagemeyer.
Miss Hagemeyer, Stephen Hawking here.
Oh, hello. Is this really Stephen Hawking?
Does it not sound like me? Sorry, I have a cold.
Oh,
That was a joke. Ha ha ha.
How can I help you, sir?
I received a letter from one of your students about a decision to reduce science requirements. Very disappointing.
Well, I would never want to disappoint you, but that wasn't my decision.
Whose decision was it?
The Grand Chancellor?
That is a lie.
Yeah, that's a lie.
Has anyone ever called you President Haig a liar?
What does it mean to be exceptional?
For Roswell Park, it means a commitment to pioneering treatments.
It means advancing care using cutting-edge technology.
It means offering hope when needed most.
We know the best outcomes happen when experience meets innovation.
At Roswell Park, being exceptional
changes everything.
Roswell Park has been rated exceptional by the National Cancer Institute, the highest rating achievable.
And welcome to Airport Plaza Jewelers, the showroom on Union. We are your anniversary diamond jewelry store. We feature GIA certified diamonds. Take a look at our spectacular offering of anniversary diamond rings, anniversary earrings, anniversary necklaces, and our exclusive anniversary diamond bracelets. The showroom on Union offers 12 months, same as cash financing. That's right, 12 months, interest-free. Great anniversary diamond jewelry, great prices, and great financing. Just take the 33 Expressway East and look for the bright red awning at 4230 Union Road, the showroom on Union.
Hello? You gotta get your story straight. Do you want this face to believe that? You're cooked. What an idiot. Get it through your noodle. Hey, don't give a rat's behind. That's baloney.
A new era begins.
And I'm just getting started.
Bigger cases.
She was lured to your apartment.
Higher stakes.
That's almost like kidnapping.
Never seen before in daytime.
In front of millions of people.
Judy Justice.
Light it. We can take people where most people cannot take them.
The generations coming together. That place was jumping.
The Triple Option, presented by Wendy's, wherever you get your podcasts.
When you fight fires together, you become a family. In this family, everybody comes home.